I'm here. Just loading everything up because the loading times are so slow for Ace Attorney. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not talking into the voice. Let me see. Here's some chat. Just me? What? Good morning, Jules. Oh my gosh, an early stream? Crazy stuff, crazy work. How are you? You posted a tutu, or a petticoat, I guess. Or maybe both, the other day, and I was just like, I always love seeing all the fashion that you're posting on Instagram. Oh, you're surprised it's an early stream? That's not crazy. What am I doing up so early, especially with the lack of job? But I don't know. I got up early, which is very lucky for me. I don't like getting up in the afternoon. No, same. The whole no job thing. So I had a temp position, and then they decided, I guess, to hire somebody else. And so now I'm in a place where I'm like, oh no. But my personal rule is I don't want to bum out. Like, I want to get up at a proper time, you know? So let me see. Let me notify the proper authorities. Oh, sorry. Yeah. It's life, you know? I feel a lot better about it than I did before, because at least at my old job, I was there for like 5 years. And I think the foundation of my current job, hi Thunder, it was like a little like shaky at a certain point. So I felt very much like, oh, I might get like, you know, laid off, I guess, at any moment. So when it happened, I felt a little better about it. Not that it was a complete and utter shock at my other job, but it's like being at a place for like 5 years. That was like most of my early uh that was most of my early and like late, not early, mid and late 20s was at that job. So I felt like a lot of my like very critical part of my life was there. So when they laid me off, it felt like, oh my gosh, like I gave this job so much of me, you know? But anyways, no more depressing stuff. Not to say like no more depressing stuff, in which I mean like we're here to play Ace Attorney. Have some fun. So sorry that I started off the stream taking a long time to get into it. And then I'm like, boo-hoo. Sad for me. We're in the prison yard. Here we are again. Let's hope we can find something this time that will finally reveal the truth behind it all. No more depressive stuff going into solving a murder. Listen, Knight had it coming, alright? It's different. We're solving a murder, but it's like, I mean, are we all that sad about the murder? I mean, the guy was young. He was like 24. That's pretty sad. As what I showed on Instagram was a petticoat. Yeah, that looks, I can just think it'd be so cute under certain dresses, you know? Here we are again. Let's hope we find something this time that will finally reveal the truth behind it all. Although, that might be easier said than done. There's nothing left to investigate! Judge Gavel's deduction yesterday. There is another possibility, one you seem to have overlooked. The well in the yard. Could a body not have entered the tunnel from there? In summary, the body must have been thrown down the well and moved to the workshop. at some point during the show. Tell me, who else could have done that but Mr. Saint? Had Knight's body really been thrown down the well? The answer to that question will surely show us a way forward. But before we begin, I should tidy up my organizer a little. We're getting rid of crap we don't need. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Yeah, like I'm sure the what's it called? The like metal detector and also the video. I don't think we need the video anymore. Let's take a look at the organizer. Now we still have quite a few things actually in here. Wait. Let's find this chest. I'm not even sure what we got rid of. Whatever. Would Phoenix ever do that? That's a good question. I think Phoenix does sometimes do that. He'll be like, wait a second. Let me get rid of unnecessary evidence. Except he doesn't have an organizer. He has the court record, I think they call it. But that's because they have a court in those games. Let's see here. But sometimes it's funny and it'll be like unnecessary evidence like crumpled up. And like, you know, it sounds maybe a little bit messier than when Edgeworth does it. There's a cover on it. A dried up well slap bang in the middle of a prison? Figures it'd be locked. Well, luckily, I'm a master lockpicker. Want me to do my stuff? I think not. We'll do this investigation by the book. Come on, don't be such a stick in the mud. Whoa! What'd you see? What is it, Kay? The lock's broken, and from the looks of it, it's been broken for a long time. If that's the case, then anyone could have thrown Knight's body down the well. Judge Gavel's theory was that Mr. Saint carried out the murder here in the yard. And then, during the performance, he threw the body down the well. What are you thinking, Malzarino? Plausible or no? Oh, why don't we see if Missile can help us out again? He'll be able to tell us if Mr. Knight's body was here and which way it went. Good idea. I'll call Detective Gumshoe. Gumshoe! Gumshoe speaking. Detective, I need your assistance. Come to the prison yard and bring Missile with you. You bet, sir. Gumshoe's 7 secret weapons to the rescue again, huh? I'm fairly sure Missile belongs to the precinct. I'd also like you to bring one of our witnesses. Call the Berry Big Circus and ask Miss Regina Berry to come down here with you. Yes, sir. I'll be there before you know it. How would you tell a lock has been broken for a long time? I would think, like, if you've broken a lock rather than picked it, like if someone, say, like, wrenched it open with pliers, you'd be seeing something like rust on, the part of the lock that should be closed. That's what I'm assuming. Or like dirt or something like that. So it's like, it might look relatively clean if you break something open. I could be wrong. I think she just knows she's a grand thief, so she knows everything about locks. Maybe that's it. She literally has a key in her hair. She's like, honey, I know a lock. Mind you. So, what shall we do while we're waiting for Gummy? How about a quick game of hide-and-go-seek? Fun idea, kiddo, but where exactly would we hide? He's not seriously considering it. Your game can wait, Kay. We need to call on one of your more practical skills. I think you know the one. Oh, you bet I do. One crime scene recreation coming right up. It's time for Little Thief, folks. Say what now? Let me show you. Introducing the Great Thief's great secret weapon, Little Thief. Oh, we're living in the future, Thunder. Get ready for this. Whoa! Screens appearing from thin air? This is some next level tech, little sis. Wanna talk me through the deets? What are you doing now? I'm inputting everything we need for the simulation. Allow me to explain. This is Mr. Thief. Little Thief. This misnomer? Allow me to explain. This is Mr. Thief. It's a device that can recreate crime scenes at specific moments in time based on the data you feed it. How about I started us off with a recreation of what the yard looked like yesterday? Good idea. That was when they were in the middle of tearing down the stage. We didn't pay much attention to the well then. Who knows? We may have overlooked something. Leave it to me. I'll use the photo I took. Beepity beep beep beep. That's all the data. Just gotta pump the projection power to the max and... Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Whoa, let me say that again. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. The one-eyed bird, Yatakaras. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. All right. Yipes! What is this? It's a recreation of how things were yesterday, modeled on the data I gave Little Thief. This gadget was a tool used by the original Yatakaras, but they used it to plan robberies. Well, there's no harm in using it for something on the right side of the law now. What the heck? It's like a... That's why I'm like, are you ready? We're living in the future, honey. It's literally like, I mean, yeah, it's a recreation of the scene, but it's a really helpful way of, like, I don't know, finding contradictions, I guess. Oh, but keep in mind that it can only recreate what you tell it to. It can't simulate things it doesn't have data for, and if the data itself contains mistakes, then you'll wind up with those same mistakes in the recreation too. But this particular recreation is based on case photo, so we shouldn't run into any problems. That's enough preamble. Shall we get started? Go. Don't forget, you can examine stuff in the recreation just like in real life. You can also present evidence to try and clear up any inconsistencies you find. Of course, thank you for the reminder. Now let's take a look at that well. Oops. What is with this lag? Golly. We should examine this area carefully. It may just hold the clues we need, or the clue we need, rather. Oh wait, Jules? Let me know when... I forgot to adjust the ad thingy! Oh man. I whiffed it. It's like way too common. I wonder if they'll let me do that like now? What do we think? Let me go into monetization ads. How many minutes of ads do you want to run per hour? 5 minutes? I guess that makes sense, but it's like... I don't know. Automatic. Can I change this? Sorry. Advanced. First ad delay. Auto snooze ads, Dream Manager notification. Yeah, can they give me a notification, bro? I'm so sorry, guys. Chat notification when an ad break is about to start, please. Chat notification for mods when an ad break is about to start. Okay. They don't make me... I can't do it less frequently than 18 minutes. If I change it to manual... How often do you want ad breaks on your stream? 1 minute and 50. Can I at least make the ad like shorter? Every 18 minutes. I really can't adjust it. This is crazy. What? You can make it shorter but not longer? Okay. Okay. Revenue share for advertisements, please be serious. Like, I know they're lying. Anyways, I adjusted it, but I don't know if it'll actually, like, work. But I did make it... I said, okay, I'll change it to 24 minutes, and it said, okay, 2-minute ads. Oh my gosh! They won't let... They make you put your foot on your viewers' necks, bro. Like, I thought, oh, I'll just make it, like, less... What if I make it... Can I make it every 30 minutes? 2.5 minutes! 2.5 minute break every 30 minutes. Is that better? Thank you. Like, what do we think? Is it better for it to be a 2-minute... No one wants that, right? Isn't that, like, really annoying? Am I crazy? 2.5 minutes every 30 minutes. Because I think an ad every 30 minutes is fair, right? And it doesn't even matter because I'm not seeing any of this revenue. I'm just trying to mitigate because they don't let you turn off ads. That's not a choice. So I'm like, I'm sorry. Everybody's like, nobody cares. But I'm like, is it better to have like a 2-minute and 50-second, 2.5 minutes of ads every 30 minutes or 1 minute, 1.5 minutes every 18? Like, what is better? Because I like 30 minutes, but 2.5 minutes seems pretty long. I don't know. Thunder doesn't have to deal with that. Because I had money, and I gave him a sub, but... I want everyone to have a good viewing experience. You've got a month. I have to finish the whole game in a month, or else you're gonna start seeing ads, bestie. The projection makes it a little tricky to read. Do you remember how heavy it was, Kay? It says 30 pounds, by the way, but okay. It was 30 pounds. What does anyone need such a heavy weight for anyway? It doesn't seem related to the circus show at any rate. There's a sturdy-looking hemp rope lying on the ground. Kinda reminds me of the ropes we used for playing tug-of-war in school. The answer is no, Kay. What? I didn't even say anything! Yet. I see it also has a metal stake attached to one end. Oh yeah, it looks like something you'd use to put up a tent. But there was no tent, was there? In which case, what was it used for? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have no explanation as to why he can't tell it's 30 pounds. Maybe he only asks so she can say 30 and that they can put it into your logic base, because, like... The leaves and the tent. What are a bunch of pulleys doing here? They don't seem to be well pulleys for lifting buckets. There's nothing of interest here. My bad. The well was behind the stage, which means there aren't many people who could have thrown Knight's body down it during the show. This is looking worse and worse for Mr. Saint. So, what do you think all the stuff around the well was used for? I can't see any of the animals needing them for their part of the performance. Indeed. Nothing immediately strikes me as a likely purpose. We'll have to ask Miss Berry later. These chairs must have been for the audience. Wow, I pity whoever had to put them all away. Really? Why? Ha! You clearly never had to fold up a bunch of boring chairs before, huh? Not personally. I've told other people to do it, though. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You gotta roll up your sleeves and help out once in a while. He's too rich for that, Kay. Be serious. Ugh, I'll consider it. Gumshoe, can you fold those... Ooh, a basket. A wicker basket, or rather a cart, given the wheels. Hey, wouldn't it be fun to hop in and race it down a hill? Oh, you know what else would be fun? Racing down a hill on office chairs. Where did any of that come from? The comment about the chairs? Probably. I think when we weren't looking at Little Thief, we were probably, I was just looking around, this courtyard, and I probably looked at those chairs. What was the name of our trunk-happy friend again? Isaiah. Isaiah the Asian elephant! Star of the show, alongside Regent the tiger and Saint. Of course, how could I forget? Not exactly inspired though, is it? Was Miss Berry having an off day when she came up with it? Mr. Edgeworth, not in front of the poor elephant herself. I suspect that's about all there is to find for now. Detective Gumshoe should be here soon too. Kay, can you power down Mr. Thief now? Sure thing! Prepare to return to normality. Sorry, sir. I came as quick as I could. Hi, Gumshoe. Oh. Oh, the ad. Wait. I'm curious if a 2.5-minute, 30-minute thing went into effect, or if it's just like the regular amount. Wait, why is Missile like mad? You see Missile in the corner, Thunder? He's like growling. Like, who are you growling at? Maybe the... They're crying. Missile is pissed off, honey. Like, he's not having it. Can't be Regina. Regina's good with animals. Maybe it's the alligator in the corner? Detective. That was indeed impressively quick. Back from ads. Welcome back. We didn't do anything. I just talked about how, Missile's pissed, like, PO'd, bro. You know me, sir. Never did like to keep you waiting. I love Gumshoe. I love Gumshoe. I love him. Thanks for coming all this way too, Regina. No problem.
This seemed way more fun than rehearsal, so I ditched them for the day.
It's very much appreciated. All right, detective, let's get started with Missile.
Yes, sir. Hey, Missile, over here, boy.
What's the matter? Come on, boy, come on.
Come on, boy.
What's wrong with him? Is it the elephant? Looks like he's scared of something, sir. It's the alligator. Yeah. That's not crazy. Alligator! Guess he's not a fan, sir. Well, I doubt he'll be much help to us like this. That's not even crazy. Not too much on Missile. That's not crazy. I'm not trying to be up with the alligator. Like, no. Based. Any other bright ideas, Miles Areno? Yes, actually, Miss Berry. Would you mind lending us a hand?
I'd love to. Just tell me what you need. Do you want me to teach Allie some tricks?
I don't doubt she could do it, but... Nothing quite like that. It's simply like an account of what the yard looked like during the show.
I like where this is going. You're thinking of using Little Thief again, am I right?
If you'd be so kind. Missile. Oh, poor guy. Can you imagine? You say, hey, come here, Missile, and there's an alligator in the corner. Don't piss me off. What? Okay. I plugged in all the data. Firing up the simulation.
Here you go. This is what the yard looked like during the show.
The time at which the body was purported to have been thrown down the well.
Wow, this is so amazing. It's like magic. No magic here, just sweet, sweet data.
Which is why... the area behind the stage is missing.
Yeah, Regina said she wasn't involved in getting the stage set up. So we don't have any data on what it was like back there.
No data, no simulation, huh? Brutal.
I'm so sorry, you guys. It's all because I let Simon do everything by himself.
Oh, no. It's all my frilly associate's fault. Objection, Fender.
Anyway, we've got a...
Wait, let me adjust something with the sound real quick, because I see that I'm peaking my audio. Like, every time. Let's see if I adjust this to, like, 11.5. Okay. It should be a tad bit quieter, but hopefully I'll peak my audio a little bit less, because sometimes I watch the VODs and I can hear that I'm just cutting out because I keep peaking my audio. But hopefully this is, like, listenable. I'm still, like, easy to listen to. Anyway, we got a fresh simulation now, but we still have the other data too. I can switch back whenever you want the recreation of them taking down the stage. Thank you, Thunder. So we can examine the scene both during and after the show, and switch between the two at will. I can switch between recreations by using X to talk with K. Now then, let's continue our investigation, shall we?
Ikimashou.
Look at me, so cute.
Aww.
It's as bad as it looks, sir. Poor little guy scared out of his skin. Then let him go somewhere else! I'd hope to have him track the scent again, but that clearly isn't in the cards.
A story of forbidden love between a tiger and an elephant. Wish I could have seen it. Wish I could have seen Simon up there on that stage too. He was wonderful. The way he flew off that stage.
Ah, yes, that's it. This victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage. Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. And you're saying the crime took place during that time? Roughly how long would it take? Roughly how long would you say Mr. Saint was off stage for, Miss Berry?
Let's see. I guess it was around 15 minutes?
Just as Judge Gavel said. Isn't it pretty hairy, health and safety-wise, having an elephant fling a guy off the stage?
Not at all. Isaiah is very gentle.
I'm not sure it changes much if she flings him gently or roughly.
Too gentle, in fact. When we first rehearsed it, she barely nudged him.
A lot can happen in 15 minutes. You're not wrong. Like a murder.
But by the end, he was flying off that stage. Not because of Isaiah, though. Simon had figured out some kind of trick, apparently. Isn't that amazing?
Aha! The pulleys! And the weight! Wait, no. The weight is 30 pounds. He's not 30 pounds. It must be the pulleys and the rope that made him go flying. And not Isaiah. But I think in order to do that, he'd have to counter it with a weight, right? So that he would go flying, but it was only 30 pounds. And I would think he is not 30 pounds. I don't know, but I think the pulleys have something to do with it. A trick. Do you have any idea what kind of trick?
Who, me? Oh no, it was Simon's big thing. I wouldn't know where to start.
It would appear that we're missing some data for this point in time.
Yep, that's about the size of it. You gotta go steal us some data.
I don't steal, Kay. I use logic and deduction to get what I need.
Well, I'm more of an act first, think later gal.
Please don't add to my workload with your recklessness. I would hate to have to order your arrest. Speaking of logic... The trick Mr. Saint performed for his big scene. Did it have something to do with all the items we found by the well? Hey, I'd like to have another look at the equipment around the well from yesterday. Can you have Mr. Thief bring up the recreation from when they were tearing down the stage? Recreation, my bad. Body plus a 30... That's what I was thinking. When I was like, 30 pounds is not enough. I was like, uh-oh, but that... If it's Knight's body and the 30-pound weight, then that's heavy enough. But I was like, I don't want to think that. I don't want to think he used the body, bro. That means he did it. Like, so I'm like, it's got to be something else, surely.
You got it.
Taking another look at these items. Could they not have been used in this trick of Mr. Saint's?
Sounds plausible enough. Hey, I could maybe add it to the simulation.
Good idea. Please go and ask Mr. Saint for the details.
Roger that. I'll be right back.
Listen. We're basically at the end. Don't know, because I I didn't play this case in full. But I'm gonna try. I know you have a scrim at 2:30. And I don't think I'll be going. What is that? No, that's 3 hours. That's pretty normal to what we usually do. But I'll end before your scrim. Don't worry about it. I don't know if you want to get warmed up before your scrim though. Who are you scrimming? I'm back, and he told me exactly how he did it. Excellent. Well, how does it work? PXG. Well, you know, I'm the PXG of Ace Attorney. You got the. I've gone up like a weight class. I'm better than Milky. PXG, who's on that roster? Because I feel like they'd be like, we're PXG, and then they like change around their roster. Noah went from best in NA to best in the West. Gray, Noah, Jordan, Goss. Okay. Goss abandoned you. What? What's that about, Best? I'm joking. I'm joking.
He said he used the pulley at the top of the well to suspend a heavy weight from a rope.
We in a civil war. Pick your side. Wait, who's the Captain America? Legit our NA League roster. I'm crying. Zenith, Jordan, and Goss. Yeah, not the Civil War, honey. Crazy work. At least there's no, like, cracked JPs on the team.
He said he used the pulley at the top of the well to suspend a heavy weight from a rope.
30 pounds is not heavy, by the way. Noctis and Yeti are bringing top JPs. Of course they. Let me stop. But also, of course they are. Of course I know Todo. I commentated for Splat World Series, like, Rewound. I think for, like, 3 sets. He's getting enlisted. Bro. Todo, isn't Todo, like a sword player? I mean, obviously, Todo's, like, a big deal. Yeah, decaf. Yeah. Isn't he, like, the best sword player, like, in Japan or something? Like, wait, no. Does Lobster any sort of sword? I don't know. Best decaf, yeah, in Japan. Cool. Great. Very cool. Wait, is he doing this for 20XX or is this for Splat World Series? Maybe both. Lobstar plays Blaster, yeah. Listen, I'm a Naegora fan myself as a heavy edit player.
and lowered that down the well. The other end of the rope went through 2 more pulleys.
Why am I getting Discord notifications? Oh. Area. Yes. Sorry, I didn't realize I was Japan. Can you help me make a list? JJ's messaging me. Really quickly get back to JJ. Actually, no, I'll get back to JJ when an ad plays, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm min-maxing. And was tied around his body. I see. So he used the downward pull of the weight to help him launch himself into the air. But how did he make sure the weight only dropped when he wanted it to?
He used a stake to stop it, that's how.
So someone had to pull it, no? Was it his monkey? Miss Barry didn't seem to know anything about the trick or the contraption he built for it. In which case, I suppose it must have been Mr. Saint himself who pulled out the stake. That's right, and to do that, he used a second length of rope. Oh, wow. That's a lot. He tied it to the stake, and then, when he gave it a sharp tug... Wait, do we think it's possible that... No, that's not possible. Never mind.
The stake was released, and the weight dropped down the well. It's a great trick. I have to steal it. This one has to go in the Great Thief's repertoire. It may not be quite that easy. These kind of circus tricks can require years of practice to master. Simply stealing the idea won't be enough. All right, practice it is then. Well, before you run away to do so, would you mind updating the simulation? All right, then we can see how it all worked for ourselves. Okay, I'm switching back to the recreation of the performance. And now to add in the data. Little Thief should be able to reproduce the trick now. Here we are. So this is how Mr. Saint performed his trick. Simon's full of surprises, huh? I mean, dropping a weight down the well to help him fly off the stage like that? That's genius! Indeed, but I imagine he would have needed quite a lot of weight, more than him at the very least. It would have taken some serious pull to lift him into the air like that. Now, here's my issue, right? That's a logic point, and I feel like there's a contradiction here, very obviously. Yeah, and a ton of practice. Usually you use this to, like, say the elephant star of the show once. A single 30-pound weight was found by the well, pulling for something heavier than Saint. Like, these are contradictions. I'm like, hey, but I'm like, do I connect them? You know? I say the elephant star of the show alongside Regent. Something's not making sense here. That's one heavy weight. Kind of makes you think about how much this all must be weighing on Simon. It does. I'm not quite sure I see it myself. Oh? Too bad we don't have the real thing here. Otherwise, I'd hang it around your neck like a big old albatross. Then we'll see how you like it. You'd face some stiff resistance if you tried, I can promise you that. Mr. Saint used the well to construct a contraption that would send him flying from the stage. It made clever use of 2 ropes. Alright. Oh, did I accidentally press L? Let me see what it says here.
Like, if it's gonna be like, these are not related, because clearly it said something heavier than Saint, and this is not heavier than Saint. Isaiah is heavier than Saint, but like, I mean, it's the body. The body is what I feel like. But like, examine, look around. Helena Road, I suppose the two dudes have to go together.
They sure do, like a great thief and her treasure. Can't have one without the other.
Sorry, but the proper pairing in this case is the great thief and a set of handcuffs. Wow. Wow. You said I'm throwing your ass in jail.
Honey, mind you. So do you come visit the prison often, Regina? I sure do. I have so many little friends here. It's wonderful. And they're all such sweeties. The old faces and the new. I made a new friend only yesterday. Allie is just the cutest.
Cute. That full-grown alligator lurking in the depths of the pond.
Are you sure about that? Can't help worrying you could just walk up and then chomp, you know? Oh, don't be silly. She'd never do anything like that. Especially since she's not doing great. I heard she hasn't been herself since yesterday. I'm so worried about her. You guys are worried too, right? Right?
Right? Oh, crying.
Yeah, totally. Super worried, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes. Super. Don't rope me into this. That is interesting. The great thief's great secret weapon. Color me intrigued, Malzarino. Not exactly by the book stuff, yeah? Using great thief doodads in an official investigation. Whoa, enough with the death stares, Chief. I'm cool, okay? I can keep a secret. Anything for the truth, am I right? It's possible that vital evidence has already been destroyed. Without Kay's reproduction of the scene, we have no hope of finding it. Hey, relax. Like I said, I'll just sip it and nod politely while you cats do your thing. Thank you. That would be very helpful. Now, what's up with Allie? This pond is home to Warden Laward's beloved alligator. And look! Those bones must be from her latest meal. I somewhat doubt an alligator could pick a carcass clean like that.
You think? I got a feeling she was rather ladylike in her own way, actually.
If you say so.
Well, I do. I kind of have a sixth sense for these things.
An interesting talent, though one I'm not particularly envious of. Oh! What's this? Did they feed her the body? I don't think so. Since we got an last time we got an updated autopsy report, I would think that they still have the body. At least I'd hope so. Or a body. Listen, I can't rule out a body. Like, I can't tell you no to that. The basket was empty in the other recreation.
Oh yeah, but it was definitely empty in the photo I took too. Oops, sorry. I made a mistake when I was filling you in earlier.
Oh?
That basket was for holding Isaiah's food, but on the morning of the show, all the apples in it had vanished. Poof! I totally forgot to mention it. Sorry.
Disappearing apples. I should make note of this. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed.
No. Don't make it the body. It can't be the body or I'll get in trouble, please. It's not the body. I promise you, it's not the body. Isaiah. Who for Isaiah that was in the cart until the day, but it was gone by the next morning? Single 30-pound weight was found with Isaiah, eat all her apples, bro. Who for Isaiah was in the cart until the day before the show, and then was gone by the next morning? Oh, because someone removed the apple so that they could put the body in there and then move the body. Mind you. That's what happened. Either that or someone needed to get into the power room. Did they give the apples to Allie? Did she just eat all of them? All of them? I mean, maybe. Why do you have to know that she just ate the apples? Like, Allie must have just eaten her apples. Okay. What do you mean disappeared? Oh, you know what it must be? Maybe they keep the apples. Maybe this is an important point because I was like, well, I wouldn't think Allie ate them because, like, they're her apples. Like, of course she ate them, right? But, like, maybe it's kind of like, oh, wait. Maybe it's like, so they keep the apples out of her reach so she can't eat them all. But the point is, Allie ate all the apples, meaning someone moved the cart, probably to go into that power room, which means they were in her reach, which means she ate them all. So that tells us someone went into that room. Wait. Oh, I'm cooking, honey. Or maybe I'm burning. Maybe I'm burning the food. Really? That's strange. I made sure to put the cart where her trunk couldn't reach them. Ooh. Oh, I'm so good at this. Well, you're good at this, Jules, because I didn't pick up on that. I was like, well, it can't be that Allie ate them, because, you know, of course she ate the apples. Like, where they're her apples, bro. But I think that's what's important about it. I know, right? Thunder's just so on top of it. Thunder is the moonlight of Ace Attorney. I know that's so annoying, but it's so funny. I'm sorry. I won't stop saying it. Like, oh, agile. Oh, right at the breakthrough? That is so crazy. I'm Thunder was like, you know what? Wait, let me put y'all on game. So Allie ate the apples. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Nods. Let me see if I can. What is this? Hanaha. She. Ariafes. Something something. Kara. Yasumi. I got second at an NA champs. I could just be me instead of What was your team at the time? Crush Soda. What happened to Crush Soda? Wave Goss Twig. Team name. I need the team name. Oh, Twig. Oh my gosh. Wow. Crush Soda. Yeah. I actually remember being like, remember I was telling you when I was a casual and I used to watch that? And I remember like your logo was just like the Crush Soda logo, and I was like, is this legal? Are, are they getting in trouble? Ooh, back in the day. Oh, I miss the times. Yeah? I used to Splatoon 2. I used to watch the like that's the only thing that I would really watch is the Nintendo tourneys, and I was like, this is so cool. I remember just an anecdote. Our team Twitter paused the official Crush Soda page. Past the but honestly, like Why are you liking Crushed Soda on Twitter? Like, that's crazy. You should have, like, completely surpassed it, if we're being real. Because who liking that page? For real. And then you guys had the logo, so do you think there are some people who were like, oh, this is Crushed Soda the soda, and it was you? Like, is this possible? I'm just saying. It's a possibility. Like, I feel like it'd be one thing if you had a completely different logo, but it was like Crush Soda, da, 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 and I was like, is that a? And I remember being like, are they sponsored? Like back in the day, isn't that crazy? I just remember, yeah, random anecdote. I was watching because I was a casual boy, do I miss having an official team. I really hope I know that you're saying like you're just that's why I like this whole branding thing. I really miss teams. Like as much as people are like, "Oh, like teams are why our scene is like bad." That I don't agree with that. I don't think that's true. I think more people need to play on teams. Um and I think especially as somebody who's like finish your anecdote screaming. I just get distracted so easily. That's my fault. No, I just remember like being a casual who just like played open or whatever. I'm screaming. And I was watching I this could have been a game with either Jackpot or Starburst. I just remember it was I think it might have been Jackpot. It was like a one of those tourneys and I saw someone like this was on what's it called? Hotel Albacore and somebody like popped baller in clams and then used and I was like a Kensaduli main at the time. And they popped baller probably from some other weapon and they went under the basket and then got jumps and got like um three power clams in and I was like gagged. I was gagged out of my mind. I was like, this strat is crazy. And that's probably like ABC for everybody. But being a casual and watching that and being like, oh, I never even thought of that. And then people try and like rush the baller and then you just explode. So you kill everybody who's trying to jump you. I was like, wait, like a booyah bomb or whatever, when you're just trying to like break it so that you can kill that guy, but you just like explode instead and you kill everyone who's trying to kill you. I was like, oh, like my third eye opened on that day. Whenever I think about being a casual and watching like big Nintendo tourneys for Splatoon, that is like what I think of because I was like, wait, this pro strat. But now it's like not usable except for like Kraken, I guess. Anyways, um, are you sure about that?
Oh, yes. It was still full of apples the night before the show.
Then we must consider the possibility that the cart was moved to somewhere within Isaiah's reach. A large basket full of apples couldn't have been moved by the wind, which likely means somebody moved it for a reason. So before the show had even started, the cart had been moved, and its apples eaten. Yes, that seems to be the most probable timeline. Let's update the recreation K.
Will do. I'll add that to the simulation of the performance then. Updating based on what Regina told us now. There, all done.
This door appears to be locked.
Want me to open it? Can't guarantee anything, but I'll certainly give it a try.
No, if we deem it necessary, we will simply ask for the key.
Boil sport, that could have been my chance to shine.
You're free to shine somewhere else, but if you don't, but you'll not make an audience out of me. It's the pen that held Isaiah, the Asian elephant. Now empty, as the lady herself is on stage.
I wonder how they got her in here in the first place.
I wonder how they got her in here in the first place. In, bro. Oh, Milana's online. What do you mean?
Well, the entrance to the yard is people-sized. And there's like a gazillion megawatts pumping through that fence. Kinda risky, no?
Not if one turned off the electricity.
Yeah, but then all the prisoners would escape.
Through an entrance blocked by an elephant? I think not.
This is a real puzzler, all right. I'll need to give it some more thought.
She seems to be enjoying the challenge. I'll leave her to it. Right. Little wonder it smelled of animals. It was being used for the elephant.
To hold Isaiah's apples, right? Yep, it was full of them the day before the show.
So they vanished overnight?
Oh, did you figure something out, Mr. Edgeworth?
Quite possibly. Okay. Posture check, thank you. I've been trying to like fix my posture because I have such bad back pain. And I actually literally have a pillow. Hydrate, oh my gosh. Also, let me know some like cute things that could be redeemed other than hydrate and posture check. But I will hydrate. Although I don't know if it counts because it's soda. But hey. Not crushed soda. Soda! I'm a cooler player. I can... Something! I'm crying. I'd have to get up and go get water. Because I'll just remember next time to have water on me. But I have a soda already open. But it's a Diet Coke. I don't know if that's helpful. You know? Basket of apples. Better than nothing, yeah. I do feel more hydrated than I did before. If that means anything. Soda! It's just the tarp. Reminds me of a karaoke contest I entered as a kid. You entered a karaoke contest?
I sure did, and I came in second. Even in the depths of the night, when no other bird dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine, and the light of righteousness on the world's plight.
Tell me you didn't actually sing that.
I sure did.
And she did well to take second place, or perhaps stole is more apt? Or is it more that she failed to steal first place? I'm overthinking this. Yeah.
All right, you want me to change the recreation to yesterday's stage teardown? Here you go. This is how things looked when they were taking down the stage.
Wow. They don't even let you fast forward through it. Isaiah's back. Yes, this is where the circus show stage stood. Do you think people would be interested in a great thieving show? I'm sure the police would be very eager to attend. Oh, let me talk to you, Gumshoe. Don't say a word, sir. I just know what you're looking for. It's written all over your face.
It is.
Missile may be temporarily out of action, but my fishing rod is good to go whenever you need it. Oh, and if you want to give the metal detector a shot, I have that too. I've never seen him so excited. I'll be sure to let you know if I need either of them, Detective. Hi, Inky. Oh, is it morning where you are? It's afternoon where I am. I wonder if I can, like, where should I use the metal detector on? Like, having it as a logic point is weird. One of Detective's 7 secret weapons used to find metal. Well, it is 12 p.m., but it's still practically morning. Listen, as a now unemployed person, I can't have that mindset. I can't subscribe to that. Because I'll start, when I wake up in the afternoon, I'm like, I'm bumming it. I'm a bum, bro. I have to clock in. I have to be like, oh no, morning is morning. I should be up in the morning. Because I've officially let myself go. If I consistently wake up in the afternoon, I'm gonna make breakfast anyway, so brunch. You're brunching. Let's see, down by the well. Pulling for something heavier than sand. It would have been needed for the trip to work. Basket of apples. The basket was moved. Nuh-uh. Yeah, Bessie, that's gotta be brunch. I should metal detector here. This pond is home. It's the same thing, except maybe say so. Let's see. Gumshoe, can I have your That's so weird that I have it as like something. What am I getting things for? Alright. Yep. Let's go back. Let's see what the tea is. We're back. Wait, maybe it's because I didn't check the tarp. And so that will, like... This tarp. It's just like the one we saw in the workshop. This tarp. It's just like the one we saw in the workshop. Yes. Why is it here? Why is it here? Are you okay, Mr. Edgeworth? You've gone kinda blank. And I intend to stay blank until you stop stealing my thoughts. Rope that was hanging down the well. But there's no piñata at the end of it, and definitely no bucket. Do try to be serious, Kay. Oh, come on, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm just trying to lighten the mood. So cut it out with that stare of yours. Actually, she may be onto something. We might want to consider what could have really been attached to the end of the rope. Can I get a logic point? Please? I'd love to consider what's at the end of the rope so I can logic it as being the thing that helps send Simon flying. Please?
Now that's one impressive fence. I'm sure I could climb it if I...
Please don't. It's electrified.
I wonder what's on the other side.
The warden's office, I believe.
I guess she likes to keep a close eye on her pets.
This facility would probably function better as a zoo than a prison. Now, what am I missing? Is there a logic connection I haven't made? Metal detector. 30-pound weight. Something heavier than Satan himself would have needed for the trip to work. The basket was moved by someone the night before the show. Am I crazy? And I think I've examined everything, so. Must be that I'm missing some sort of logic that I'm supposed to be connecting, I think. Missile. Alright. There's this I have this particular Simon. What do we think, chat? It's not often that I'm stuck. Oh, maybe I should like. Will they let me? Okay. I can't present anything to me. Is the message for the tarp the same as the takedown creation? That's a good question because I didn't check it. Oh.
Doesn't the sight of a well just set your heart racing? It could be a secret passage. It could be haunted.
I fear you've been watching too much television. Anyway, more importantly than that, do you have any thoughts about Mr. Saint's trip?
I do indeed. The only thing more exciting than a well is a well fitted with a cool contraption.
That's great, Kay. Something I didn't select. Oh, it's the pulley. It's like this was designed for raising and lowering a bucket. No signs of the bucket though. Missing. Talk to Regina, talk to Regina. Hey, missile. Sweetie. Isaiah. There's the room. There's like, there must be logic I'm missing. like I've already looked at everything. Do I have to present something to someone? Can I, like, will they let me, present? No, they won't. Not right now. I don't know. Metal detector, 30-pound weight. A single 30-pound weight was found by the well. Basket was moved by someone the night before the show. Something heavier than Zane himself would have been needed for the chick to work. Am I dumb? Hey, Shadow's on. I don't know, I feel like I'm crazy. None of these. Well, also, I was like, missing the forest for the trees with like, oh, is they in the apples? I was like, of course she ate the apple. She's the elephant, and the apples are for her. That'd be too obvious, but clearly it was important, right? So, why do I have a metal detector here? That's what I'm confused about. Should I look for something that's metal and heavy, maybe? I don't know. I'm stuck right now. I think this is like, what do we think it is? I think it's a logic point because I've looked at everything, right? Logic is pretty simple. And none of these in my brain, other than these, but this is a contradiction. These don't connect, right? Thunder, you're like the crushed soda of Ace Attorney. Surely you have some thoughts. You're like the FT win of Ace Attorney. This is like great asking his chat for advice. That's what, dude. Does he do that? Does he do that to troll? Guys, can you help me? Anything that's coming up for me as a pot is the metal detector in the way. LMAO. I didn't try that, but I thought that they, especially this weight, looks like it's like brick or something, right? So I was like, you know, I thought it wouldn't like go off because it's like, it's not metal. As a matter of fact, I feel like most weights are metal, and they very purposefully rendered it to look like it was brick so that you wouldn't think it was. Is what I think. LMAO. Yeah, he's just like, hey chat, like, I'm losing my X buttons. Like, can you help me? Like, whatever, great, whatever, man. Let's talk to Kay.
Shadow Wind is live.
You remember how Little Thief works, right?
Yeah, so it creates a simulation I can interact with and investigate like a real crime scene.
That's right. Just go around and poke at anything you find interesting. Oh, but don't forget that if the inputted data is wrong, then the recreation will be wrong too. If you see something weird, try presenting evidence to clear it up.
Right, actually I'm still not very familiar with the new feature you mentioned.
It's nothing complicated, but it lets you switch between different recreations. So the two we got programmed right now are... Hi, Senkong!
This is the perfect time to lurk because we have a rare patch of time in which I'm having trouble figuring out what I'm supposed to be doing. Doesn't usually happen, but my god does it need time.
But I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. The scene as it was during the show 2 days ago and when they were tearing down the stage yesterday.
I should remember to talk with Kay again if I need to switch recreations. Which I'm not sure if I do.
Let me see if hold on, give me a second. There we go. Wait.
Sorry, I'm like adjusting something for myself. Alright.
Very heavy weight, 3 pulleys, and 2 lengths of rope to send safe flying during the show. 30 pounds. I'm like, clearly I have issues, right? That weight is not heavy enough to send him flying. Why did they give me a metal detector as a logic? Basket of apples, someone moved this. Okay. You know what I mean? There's a power room. I would actually really like... Does the order in which you present the connections matter? Kind of. They kind of do, only because it's like... sometimes you connect 2 pieces of logic, and then you'll get a new piece of logic, you know? Where he'll be like, oh, so X, Y, and Z. But does that mean that A, B, and C? And then you'll get a new piece of logic, and then you can connect that logic with something else, if that makes sense. So, I already tried this, right? I tried this too, right? So I'm like, maybe we can look for something. Something heavier than Saint. We can look for a metal object. I don't know. I'm so stumped. What the heck? What are the detectors put first? Then the oh, you mean like that? No, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter if you like if you do this and this versus like this and this. Like it's the same. Like you just have to pick the two. The sequence doesn't matter. Thunder, go ahead and tell me the answer. Basket of apples. Like I feel like I need to, like, someone moved this so that they could go in here, but I don't know how to express that, you know? Like, that's important. We need to know what's in there because somebody went in there. See, you know, but, like, you want me to figure it out? Wow. That's not what true friends do. My God, I am stuck. Should I just, like, logic everything? Right? The game wants me to do logic, but it didn't even put me in it. Like, usually he'll be like, now that I have all the information I need, time to, like... Like... I mean... Okay. And, like, that's fair, but I haven't been prompted at all. Which is the crazy thing. But sometimes I feel like the game will be like, well, now that I have all the information, time to make it work or whatever, and then I'll go into logic. Actually, I don't know if I did do the pulling force and weight. I feel like I did. The problem is I'm in logic, Micah, but, like, these things are contradictions. So, Simon needed something heavier than Saint himself would have been needed for the trick to work. Pulling force, right? And there's a 30-pound weight found by the well, but, like, my point is, like, the 30-pound weight is not heavy enough. It's, like, with the rest of his equipment that he used to be pulled away. And there's a 30-pound weight, and I'm like, okay, but, like, that's not heavy enough. But, like, I don't know if I can connect those things via logic because that's a contradiction, not things that fit together. You know what I mean? So I think it's just wrong. Of course I do. I don't think Thunder knows. I think I've said it before that it's like, oh, it'll or maybe not, but yeah, that is an issue where, like, I feel like you figure out what it is, but, like, they don't want you to figure it out yet, so they tell you you're wrong when you're right. They're like, wait, don't get ahead of yourself. And you're just assuming that something is the case when you're not there logically in the... Yeah, it is annoying. They're like, wait, you're not supposed to figure that out yet. So you're operating on something like it's fact, you know? And they want you to... They're like, slow down. You're not supposed to understand that yet, you know? Wait, doesn't that seem odd to you? No. You haven't noticed it, too? There's something strange about the weight we found. The one weight on its own wouldn't be heavy enough. More weight would still have to be needed to lift Saint into the air. A single 30-pound weight could have lifted Mr. Saint off the ground. Couldn't have lifted Mr. Saint off the ground. Oh yeah! In which case, could there perhaps be some weights missing? Sounds like a job for my 7 secret weapons, sir. Should the need to use them arise, I suppose I should speak to him, though. Okay. I have need for one of your secret weapons. Roger that.
I love this man. He said, "Baby, I I was born ready. Here, I've got the fishing rod. The metal detector, if you would be so kind." Ah, jeez, I'm never gonna get use of my fishing rod. This is probably where the detector comes in. Yup. Right on the money, bruh.
So before we get started, let me run you through how the metal detector works, sir.
Oh, I'm gonna play as Gumshoe, I think. Maybe.
It's simple enough. It uses this sound and this gauge to tell you how close you are to something made of metal. The closer you get, the more strongly it'll react. When it starts going wild like this, just give me the order to examine the spot where I'm standing. Say, what do we got here? Oh, the fence. Anyway, that's how it all works. You tell me where you want me to look, sir, and I'll get right on it.
Immediately, I'm like, what's in the lake?
Sir, I'm picking up something over here. Let's take a little look-see, huh? Found these little guys in the grass. They're the same weight we found by the well. They must be from Mr. Saint's trick. Did someone hide these here on purpose? I count 4 altogether, sir.
120.
He's less than 150 pounds. My God, I wish that were me.
They would be more than heavy enough to send him flying. I'm crying. I'm fat. Whoa. You know what's so crazy? I'm gonna have to edit the VOD. I'm so mad. So then YouTube doesn't jump me.
So somebody hid several of the same weights as the one by the well. Why? And why over here? Yes! Nice work, me!
Allie.
Gator! That thing nearly gave me a heart attack.
Huh? Is Allie beeping?
What's the matter, detective? It's the metal detector, sir. It's reacting to the alligator.
That's why she hasn't been herself. She ate something bad.
What? How? You're sure it's not responding to the weights we just found? No, sir. I'm sure this is something different. And I'm sure it's coming from the alligator.
A key, perhaps. Nice call. Good call. A key for what? The door? The power room door? Just let the alligator have it. No, come back here. Allie. Allie, come back. That's the crazy thing. It's like there's something metal inside the alligator, but we can't even check, bro. We just have to take that L, like.
Ha! We scared that big snapper good. I don't think that's it, Kay. Huh? Then what is it? Allie hasn't been herself lately.
That's the name. Allie, the warden's favorite pet.
She wouldn't even look at the food warden the guard brought her yesterday. She was acting as if, I don't know, as if maybe she'd eaten something that didn't agree with her.
Maybe the metal detector was responding to whatever she ate, sir.
No! What if she ate one of the weights?
I highly doubt that even an alligator could swallow a 30-pound lump of iron. So what did the metal detector actually pick up? I think you're right, Jules. I think it might be a key. And why would someone hide those weights? Perhaps I missed something when I looked at the equipment by the well.
Hey, could you recreate the scene again? Coming right up. Let's see.
I can deduce things now.
Contraption that used the well, a very heavy weight, 3 pulleys, and 2 lengths of rope to send Satan flying. Satan's trick. That's one heck of a setup to pull off with a single length of rope. Simon's more than capable than he looks. Yeah, I was just like, where's the other rope? Is there just one? Seems we have a contradiction on our hands. Not to mention, 3 pulleys, 2 lengths of rope.
Eureka!
Think about the 2 recreations, the one during the performance and the one we're looking at right now. There's a major difference between the 2. Namely, that one of the ropes is missing. Oh yeah! Mr. Saint's trick wouldn't work with only the items we see before us. So what happened? Where did the missing rope go? I think one of the pieces of evidence we've collected might tell us exactly that. Chat.
Uh-oh.
Really? What shows us where the missing rope went? Well, I won't get penalized, so...
Take that!
This rope was found beside Knight's body. Wait, you mean... Yes, it must have been the other rope used in Mr. Saint's trick. So you're saying... Yes, that this rope did indeed have a weight attached to it. But it wasn't any of the iron weights we found. Those were hidden in the bushes and replaced with something else. What was it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, I'm dying here. Poor turn of phrase, Kay. Think about what the rope we found in the workshop was related to. Do that, and you'll soon figure out the answer. The weight dropped down the well in place of the iron weight was.
Take that!
It could only have been Knight's body that was dropped down the well. What? Mr. Knight's body was the weight? Yes. Somebody first swapped out the weights used for Mr. Saint's trick. Then, Mr. Saint used the contraption to make his exit from the stage. When he let the rope around his body loose, both the rope and Knight's body fell to the bottom of the well. That rope was never used to restrain Knight. It was used to suspend his body halfway down the well. From this, we can easily see why most of the weights were hidden. So that no one would realize they'd been replaced with the body. Precisely. We can then further deduce that they were hidden by the killer. Whoa there, gang. Wasn't poor old Bronco stabbed in the neck? Wouldn't there be blood everywhere, including down the well? Oh, the killer thought of that, which is why they used this. What, his neck brace? What did the killer use to stop Knight's blood? Oh, the tarp.
Take that!
This tarp was found with the body. I think it's likely that Knight's corpse was
wrapped in it. Ooh, another piece of puzzle. Another piece of the puzzle falls into place. It's all coming together now. Love it.
But all we're doing is proving that the body did go down the well, which means we're helping to prove that Simon was the killer.
No, not quite.
But what about what Judge Cavell said yesterday?
But if Mr. Saint was truly the killer, why would he need to go to such lengths to commit his crime?
That's true.
Knight's body fell down the well when Mr. Saint used his contraption during the show. Therefore, it reveals nothing about where the real killer actually was or what they were doing at the time. It's only designed to throw suspicion onto those who were not at the show.
Yeah, I guess we did suspect Mr. Canis right away, huh?
That was the killer's goal, to make us think that the crime took place during the show. In other words, they used the well's contraption to construct an alibi. Miss Berry, when exactly did Mr. Saint put the contraption together?
It would have been the day before the show. The night before, actually. Yes! We started getting ready for the show at around 9 p.m. And I think we finished at around midnight?
In which case, the killer must have switched the weights out with the body after that point. Here? During the show, used during the show to send Saint flying, the weights were replaced with the victim's body by someone. Yeah, like, if it were him, why do that, bro? Me hooking up the body to my contraption when I can just dispose of the body somewhere else and then use the weights anyways, like, crazy way to incriminate yourself. Did Canis know about this contraption? Even if he did, he wouldn't have been able to do much with it. And I highly doubt that he taught his dog to suspend bodies halfway down wells. Which means Canis isn't the killer. Oh, is this the same person? Wait. Okay. Maybe I'm supposed to connect those, as in it's the same person, right? Who moved the basket is probably the same person who switched out the body. During the show, sent the weights. See, this one says the weights were replaced with the victim's body by someone, right? The thing that worries me about connecting these as I think I just have to do it, but the body was left dangling inside the well the night before the incident. Oh, night. My bad. They both say the night before. That's my bad. I have no brain in my skull. Okay, we got there. Because I was saying, like, it doesn't say anything about... The issue was that it's the same person who did both, right? But it didn't say, oh, by someone, right? But it says night in both. Anyways, the basket was moved the night before the circus performance. And we've deduced that the weights were switched out for the body at around the same time.
Hard to chalk it up to coincidence, huh?
Then the next question we should be asking is, why was the cart moved? I think I can hazard a guess. The cart would have been blocking that door. Which can only mean
that somebody needed to open it. Now, let's see what's... Oh, great. It's locked. Let me ask the guard for help. Hey, Mr. Guard.
They're gonna walk out here and be like, what am I looking at, bro? He doesn't care. Yes, miss? What can I do for you? That was fast. Guard, where's the key for this door? Oh, the warden keeps hold of that. I'll go ask her for it. Warden LaGuard is the only person with a key? Meaning if somebody did open the door, they would have had to get it from her somehow. It's probably not a prisoner.
Thanks for the help.
Okay. Look at all these breakers. They must control the electricity for the whole prison. Oh! So here's where you cut the cameras, eh? The power for the cameras? The power for the cameras that went out for like 3 hours? Huh. Oh, so the person with the keys, they cut the cameras. They cut the power to the cameras for 3 hours. So we're thinking somebody got in here the night before the show, right? High voltage. Well, they had to turn that off so that they could let Isaiah in. 3 hours is a hell of a long time. Well, it's her. Like, who else could it be, bro? Because the thing is, like you're saying, 3 hours is a long time. So if somebody got in here and cut the, she's only 37 and she's a warden. Why is everyone so young? Yeah, no one could cut the energy to the cameras with her key without her knowing for 3 hours. Like, at least I don't think so. I'm assuming whoever, they had to probably come in here to cut off, maybe she was in the bathroom for 3 hours. I worry for her. Listen, 3 hours in the bathroom is not crazy. It's not. But at that point, maybe you need to go to jail anyways, because what do you mean you're a warden who goes to the bathroom for 3 hours and the cameras are cut?
But why? What were they trying to do?
Well, I doubt they came here by mistake thinking it was a break room. They must have come to tamper with the switches. Did they turn off the power to something? Come to think of it, wasn't there something that lost power?
Take that!
There was a 3-hour gap in the security camera footage.
Oh yeah, there was. So someone flipped the breaker it was connected to?
It seems very likely.
Do you think it was the killer?
It's true that shutting off the cameras would have made things easier for them.
It would!
Which means the killer would have to be someone who had access to the breakers. And it seems only one person has the key. It couldn't be, could it?
All right, little thief, your work here is done.
Investigation complete. Thank you. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
Just on the scene. The early bird wins the worm.
Not the same. Early bird wins the worm because he's used to winner. The early bird wins the worm. Good morning, Mr. Winner.
What? You? How'd you get here before me?
Good morning, Mr. Edgeworth. I see you've made an early start. And I see you've made a late one, Judge Cavell. Oh my gosh! Why are you clocking her? Dang! And I see you. Oh! Wait. Cooped and gagged, honey. Why'd you eat her up like that? Wait a second. This is not my only case. I'm a very busy woman. Not all of us enjoy the freedom of a prosecutor relieved of his only current responsibility. Oh, these two are eating each other up. She was like, wait.
You said, yeah, and, honey, you're late to the scene. And she's like, well, it's because I'm not jobless, honey. Like, she said, well, baby, just because you're jobless, you ain't gotta gag me for that. Damn. Oh, she gagged you, honey.
Oh, I do apologize. I meant, of course, an associate attorney.
Associate, more like asinine. Okay. Thunder. I'll never do that again. We'll see about that.
Eustace, let us begin the investigation of the yard.
Okay. I'll go get some officers to help. That wasn't as clean as what he'll never top it.
Hold it!
That won't be necessary.
Why not? We've already finished investigating the yard and won quite the prize in the process.
Won? But I'm supposed to be the winner.
Your Honor, I'd like to revisit your theory from yesterday in order to thoroughly disprove it.
I would caution you to choose your words carefully, Mr. Edgeworth. As I'm sure you remember, your badge is in my hands.
How could I forget? You told me several dozen times already. Perhaps you'd care to try a different threat.
Overruled!
Oh, wait.
You have been warned repeatedly, yes, and each time my words seem to have fallen on deaf ears. Allow me to make this crystal clear. The committee cannot and will not tolerate insubordination.
Objection!
The fate of my badge and the whims of the committee are of no concern to me now. The only thing that concerns me is proving Simon Saint's innocence. Oh, with the point.
Interesting, and spoken like a true defense attorney. In that case, I shall be equally uncompromising. In the name of the goddess of justice,
I will strike down your case without mercy. And when I am done, your career as a prosecutor will be over as well. I hope you do not come to regret this. Why am I getting goosebumps? Judge Gavel's theory.
my theory remains the same as when I related it to you yesterday.
Related? I think she meant relayed.
Mr. Carcerado did not see Mr. Knight's body when he passed through the tunnel. As such, the body only could have been dropped down the well during the show.
Are legal people fighting intense boss battles like this? Except I feel like Edgeworth is usually the boss when we're repeating. Is this what happens IRL? We're not even in court, mind you. IRL, being a lawyer is just a lot of paperwork. I'm pretty sure.
We both know the only one who could have dropped the body down there during the show is Mr. Saint.
That's all she has to say? That's still your assertion, and you can prove it, of course.
Yes, she can.
Who do you think you're up against?
What Eustace means to say is that we received the final autopsy report
Just ahead of our arrival. You see? This updated autopsy report nonsense? I'm over it. I'm over it. She really is a very busy woman. Busy looking after baby Winter. How? Oh. And what's wrong with that, Edgeworth? He has someone looking out for him. What's wrong with that? She really is mother, though. She's mother.
The victim appears to have died the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the night before the show. The cause of death is as stated.
It seems the wait. The cause of death is as stated.
It seems the wound is 4 inches deep.
4 inches deep? That's pretty deep. It's not.
4 inches deep?
Estimated time of death is between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. on the 27th. Instant death from a stab wound to the neck. 4 inches deep.
Simon Saint was off stage for a period of 15 minutes. That was plenty of time for him to throw the victim's body down the well.
Judge Gavelle hasn't investigated the yard yet, which means... I fear there may be something of a flaw with your theory, Your Honor.
You seem very confident of that. But do you have any evidence to prove it?
Yes, I think I just might.
My theory remains the same as when I
Related it to you yesterday. I feel like relayed makes more sense here. When I relayed it to you yesterday.
Mr. Carcerado did not see Mr. Knight's body when he passed through the tunnel. As such, the body could have only been dropped down the well during the show.
Dropped during the show if the weights and such were already hidden beforehand, right? No, I think she's technically correct that the body was dropped down the... Well, it was suspended there halfway, right? I'm like, define dropped, because it's kind of true that it was dropped down the well because it was attached to Saint, right? During the show to send Saint flying, the weights were replaced with the victim's body by someone. Right, so she's not wrong, I think. It was halfway suspended down the well. Or I could be wrong. The weights were replaced with the victim's body by someone, which means that the body was dropped into the well when he went flying during the show, right? I think the issue here is she's saying that he killed him and then okay. She's under the impression that he was killed during the show, the 15 minutes that he was, well, wait, no. I think I'm wrong. I'm wrong here. So the problem is, he was killed way beforehand, I think. What does the autopsy report say? Estimated time of death is between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. on the 27th. When was the show? I don't even have the time stamp for the show. I think wasn't the show at like 9 a.m. or something? The victim's body had not been found at the time of the 7 a.m. roll call. Alright. This was actually recorded around 9 a.m. Mr. Carcerado wasn't there. Right? Okay, in the fire room. So, okay. Because here's my understanding. Is she's saying the body was only dropped down during the show, which it was. But the issue is, she's saying 15 minutes is enough time to kill Knight, right? So she's saying he went off stage, but that doesn't make sense. Because he was already dead before then. Her timing is off, right? So... she said 15 minutes, he went flying off stage, and then he killed Knight, and then, as such, the body could have only been dropped down the well during the show. What is she saying? Mr. Carcerado did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel.
so it was dropped down during the show, which is true. But he didn't have time to kill the event to
Hold it!
discuss this, so she can clarify what she means. Could you talk us through your reasoning on that a little more? The day before the performance, Mr. Knight borrowed the keys from Mr. Carcerado, or more specifically, the key to his cell. Mr. Knight then used the key to leave his cell and enter Mr. Saint's cage. Mr. Saint took Mr. Knight to the yard in that cage. That's where he killed him. The following day, Mr. Carcerado crawled his way through the tunnel, but there was nobody there yet. Wait a second, that doesn't add up. Mr. Carcerado smelled that sweet smell, so Mr. Knight must have been in the tunnel already.
What? Am I confused?
No, his body did not pass through the tunnel until sometime after Mr. Carcerado had crawled through it. Mr. Carcerado used the tunnel right before the time the show was starting.
Okay.
The body was discovered just after the performance ended, from which he deduced that the body could only have been thrown down the well during the show. Yes, and who the culprit must be. We both know the only one who could have dropped the body down there during the show is Mr. Saint.
Hold it!
I understand that Miss Barry was on stage for the entire performance. Most of the prisoners were watching the show, and those who were not have plausible alibis. What about the guards? They too were watching the show, as was the warden. How can you be so sure? Our guard could have easily approached the well unnoticed. None of the guards left their posts during the show. I have checked this for myself, you know. I took statements from each and every one of them.
Ugh, she's thorough, I'll give her that.
Are you finally ready to accept the truth? That the killer could have only been Simon Saint?
Judge Gavelle hasn't carried out a full investigation of the yard yet, which means we've got the advantage for a change. I should review the evidence we've gathered during our investigation of the yard. My theory remains the same as when I relayed to you yesterday. Mr. Carcerado did not see Mr. Knight's body when he passed through the tunnel. That's because it was suspended up. That's the issue here. As such, the body could have only been dropped down the well during the show. This is kind of true, no? We both know the only one who could have dropped the body down there during the show is Mr. Saint. Maybe here?
Objection!
Sorry, Your Honor, but there's something else you're going to have to take into account. The well in the yard was rigged up to create a certain unique contraption.
A contraption? Go on.
You will recall that Mr. Saint, when they're like, oh, well, she didn't investigate here. I'm like, I got exactly one, count them, one piece of evidence. This entire time I was investigating. I have one piece from the investigation, so that's the only piece of evidence I can be able to use. So I'm just like, where do they want me to present this? You will recall that Mr. Saint was sent flying from the stage by the elephant.
I do, just before he was to be absent for some time.
He was only able to fly through the air thanks to a weighted rope he tied around himself. Dropping the weighted end down the well allowed him to complete the trick.
Objection!
Wait, wouldn't that send him flying as soon as he set foot on the stage?
Hold it!
It's simple, really. He kept the weight from falling by using a stake to keep the rope in place. With a second rope, he was able to pull the stake free, thereby controlling when the weight was dropped. Ooh. We have found evidence to suggest that the original weight was replaced with Knight's body. That was done by the real killer in order to create an alibi. The estimated time of death tells us that the murder took place early in the morning.
The killer. Oh, no. Actual estimated times of deaths are never that specific, mind you. They usually can't tell things like that. They have massive, like, wide breadths of, like, it's usually like this day or something. From what I learned in policing and society and stuff like that. The killer could have tampered with the contraption. In the time between the murder and the show.
Objection!
You're saying Mr. Saint himself set this contraption up, right? Well then, who do you think is the #1 most likely person to have used it to dispose of a body? Even you see how this looks.
Objection!
If Mr. Saint was the killer, he could have simply done as Judge Gavel theorized, without those extra steps. Miss Barry,
Yes?
does anyone else know how Mr. Saint's trick works?
Well, let's see. We had to get the prison's approval on what we were going to perform. So I don't think Simon's the only one who knows.
And there you have it.
Overruled.
Interesting. You have certainly been diligent in your investigation. And yet, I fail to comprehend your actions still. Why do you not work to do what is right? Is what I am doing wrong? If so, who is it that deems it so? How can you not grasp even that? How can you not see that what you are doing is wrong at this very moment? You are a prosecutor, and yet you aid the defense. This flies in the face of common sense. You are breaking every rule in the book. I think only of what is right and just, and act as I see fit in each situation I am confronted with. This is the path I have chosen, and whether you can comprehend that choice is immaterial. But if you mean to stand in my way, I will fight back with all I can bring to bear. Perhaps the goddess of justice is testing me. Very well. If it is her will that we must fight, then I shall end this once and for all. Listen well, Mr. Edgeworth, for there is another reason why only Mr. Saint can be the killer. Ooh. One thing about Ace Attorney that's very cool is, like, there's a lot of themes of, like, truth, and what it means to be, like, a prosecutor, a defense attorney, and, like, what it is that they're doing. You know what I mean? There's about winning versus, like, finding the truth and making sure that the proper person, like, is put in jail, essentially. Because, like, when you get to the point where Edgeworth is no longer, really the villain of the story, I guess you could say, you have to reconcile with the fact that, like, you're the defense attorney. And yeah, granted, as Phoenix Wright, more times than not, I'll tell you, there are times when you're defending guilty people. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. But there's this kind of, like, question of, like, well, is the prosecutor the villain because they're trying to put an innocent person in jail, right? And how do you have someone who's not a villain be the opposing side, who's trying to get this person in jail when you feel as though they're innocent or whatever? And I think that the game does a really good job of figuring out. Edgeworth has changed as a person where, like, we keep talking about, oh, are you still Von Karma? Von Karmas care about winning. They don't care about the truth or putting the right person away. They just, as prosecutors, they need that person in jail so that they win, right? But now that Edgeworth has changed his ways and he cares more about the truth, it's kind of like reconciling with, like, how can he be someone who cares about the truth and yet be fighting tooth and nail to get this person put in jail when you feel in your heart of hearts that they're, I guess, innocent, right? So it's just a very interesting dynamic, and they play into that even more in this game. I'm just yapping.
If the body was moved from the yard to the workshop, then Mr. Knight must have been brought here to the yard. Wait, then Mr. Knight must have been brought here to the yard from his cell. Okay. The only person who had the opportunity to do that is Simon Saint. And thus, he remains the only plausible suspect. Oh, that's it? Mr. Saint took a cage with him to Mr. Knight's cell. But why would he do that? Why take such an unwieldy object all the way to the holding cells? Yeah, it is pretty sus. But we've all met Mr. Saint. That's exactly the kind of thing he would do. It's entirely plausible he took the cage with him out of absent-mindedness and nothing else. It may be plausible, but it is no more less plausible than him having helped Mr. Knight to escape. Ugh. I need some real solid evidence if I'm going to get her to budge. Alright. Mr. Knight must have been brought here to the yard from his cell. I don't think this is true. The only person who had the opportunity to bring him to the yard from the cell.
Hold it!
You're certain nobody else had the opportunity? Need I remind you that we are in a prison? The entire facility is monitored at all times. Anything out of the... Okay. Anything out of the ordinary would have been spotted.
Hold it!
But Mr. Saint was under the same scrutiny, was he not?
Overruled!
The warden had granted the members of the circus troupe special access. As a member of that troupe, under the supervision of Miss Berry, he is the only person who was free to wander where he willed.
Objection!
It seems you've forgotten something, Your Honor.
Overruled!
Forget is not a word in my vocabulary, Mr. Edgeworth. Very well, then recall this fact, if you will. You claim that Mr. Saint is the only person who is free to walk around the prison. But there's a brief period of time on the day of the crime in this prison. A time where it would have been possible for anyone to move through the prison entirely unmonitored.
Take that!
Mr. Saint is far from the only one who had this opportunity. Which opportunity are we talking about again? Someone catch him up, please. We'd previously established that the time code on the security footage was off by 3 hours. And from this, we can deduce that there must have been a power outage lasting for that length of time, during which anyone could have moved around the prison undetected. I lied in my title, we are not finishing this. This is so... We're on the second case. What are there, 5 cases in this game? It's gonna be December before we get through this game. Do you mean to say that our killer intentionally created this 3-hour gap? I was hopeful. Remember that last time when I was like, oh, we're near the end. And I said that 2 hours out from the end. Do you mean to say that our killer intentionally created this 3-hour gap? That it was no simple camera malfunction? Is that even possible? It was completely possible to create the 3-hour gap using this.
Take that!
Our investigation of the yard turned up something rather interesting. A panel of breakers. You know what's so crazy? Why did LeGuard give us the key? Why'd you let us check in there?
And I say this because I'm sure it's her. Like, a panel of breakers, one which can be used to cut the power to the security cameras. We also learned that the door to the power room may have been opened at around the time of the murder.
What?
She figured it would be suspicious if she denied us. Yeah, but she also doesn't let us into her room. She says you're only allowed into her room if you're a prisoner. She was like, oh, I'm sorry, it's family members only. So unless you join our family, I'm afraid you can't come in here. Like, she's denied us to other spots before.
Such a shame. To see one so capable fall so short of the mark. Mr. Edgeworth knows what he's doing. Then how does he explain the lock on the power room door?
Oh, we about to turn your whole life upside down. Oh yeah, it was kind of locked up tight. And the warden's the only one with the key.
Those breakers are vital to the prison's infrastructure. So I very much doubt that anyone could have gained access to the power room's key so easily.
Objection!
Point taken. No, but one person could have. Here comes the music! I beg your pardon? That person, the killer, had easy access to it, in fact. And what's more, their position here is such that nobody would dare question them.
Objection!
There's no one like that! The breaker to the electric fence is in there. They would have been questioned in an instant.
There's only one person who meets these criteria. I can hardly believe it myself, but I have to follow where the logic leads. The person who had access to the power room key was... Oops, my bad!
Take that!
The real culprit is... Missile? Ah. Warden LaGuard. Just look at you, aren't you the cutest little poochie? Woo! He's not just a pretty face. Missile also has quite the nose for sweet things. It seems he's smelling something very sweet indeed, and it's coming from you. Oh, darling, you're making me blush. I'm not even wearing perfume. Then perhaps it is the sweet stench of death. You're a regular poet, aren't you? I had no idea. But if I didn't know better, I'd almost think you were calling moi the killer. That is precisely what I am calling you. Cold! Wait, that was cold, y'all. Ooh. Like, you ever have to be like, I need to take a beat. Honey, that was cold. That is precisely what I'm calling you. Wham. What? The way he's only getting it now. I love you, Eustace.
Warden LaGuard is the killer? Mr. Edgeworth, do you realize what you're saying?
Such a naughty boy. How could he suspect me? I'm the one in charge around here. It's like we're in a murder mystery, aren't we?
And equally far-fetched. This is preposterous.
Hold it!
Sadly, it is not. Although I can hardly believe it myself. But this is where the evidence points, and we must trust in the evidence. This piece of evidence proves that Warden LaGuard is the killer. One single piece of evidence. I have several things I think make her the killer. So I don't... Wait. Okay. Okay. There's the fact that she's the only person who could have tampered with this. There's the fact that she had access to this. There's the fact that she's the only person who has access to his evidence. And the bell. Like, I don't know what single piece of evidence they're asking for. The breaker? Alright.
Take that!
It's not the breaker right there. That's okay.
reservoir just now. Whatever it was could be the key to this case. You're a hoot, Mr. Edgeworth, really you are, but can we just disperse with the jokes now? This is no joke, Warden. You are the killer. Ugh, really? Well, could you at least try and present some plausible evidence? Let's see, what on her smells? Let's see. She has a sweet smell on her, right?
Take that!
What does Missile even do? Yeah, Gumshoe said that something smelled sweet. That sounds like Gumshoe's really the dog, bro. See, you should have watched the VOD. That's on you, Thunder. Yeah, Missile just has a good nose. So I think that, yeah, Gumshoe, when we went back there, was like, something smells sweet. Do you smell that? And Edgeworth was like, no, I just smell blood. So the body, they updated it that the body smells sweet. And then people said that inside the well smells sweet, right? So I figured, yeah, that something on her smells sweet the same way like the body. So like, what's that about? It is Mizzle. And here's your accuser. The police dog? We had him track a sweet scent that was lingering around Knight's body back when it was first found. He now appears to be smelling the same scent, and it's coming from you. Darling, you're priceless, you really are. Your evidence is a whiff of suspicion? It's snowing? Wait, it's snowing? Bro. Now my boyfriend just texted me, snow should be done before 6. Would you want to do some skating? I'm like, what? What skating? Wait, no, not what skating. I'm supposed to go skating at 6. But I was like, what snow? I haven't been out all day. I thought it was supposed to rain. It's super cold and rainy here too now. In North Carolina? Well, it's like low-key hot where you guys are. Like, I remember how like rainy it was, but everyone was like, oh, it's so cool. Oh, in Virginia. Wait, Virginia, why haven't you ever gotten to, well, I'm like, why haven't you gone to Anarchy Nova? But on one hand, I don't think I have any. No, you didn't. Wait, did you play with JJ? It's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. No, that's not crazy. Because like my co-captain lives in Virginia, and he's 3 hours away. So, like, it's just like, seems like it's far from things. Like my co-captain. Do you want to do some skating at the end? Happy hour sessions from. Yep, I didn't even. Wait, we might be able to finish this. Wait, I think I have to. I might have to speed run this so that we can get this done before Thunder Scrim. I mean, she'll probably take 2 hours before she admits it, but hey. We're on her tail. You live in the capital. Oh, you live in DC. That's interesting. I feel like most people who live in DC... Wait, no, the capital is in the capital of Virginia. Is that Richmond? Am I stupid? Is Richmond the capital of Virginia? Am I just saying things? Okay. And it's still 2 hours and 30 minutes away. Yeah, out the 6 to 8 people, there's a few of those. I'm crying. Wait, we gotta go through here fast so we can get Thunder out of here. Because your scrim's in an hour, buddy. Verity, dear, do put him in his place.
It seems Judge Gaval may have reached a similar conclusion to myself.
You believe this to be no mere coincidence, Mr. Edgeworth?
I do. After all, she had the key, and the scent found lingering on the body is hers as well. Were it just one or the other, we might be able to brush it off as coincidence. However...
Indeed. Then it seems a conclusion approaches. Perhaps we should hear what the woman has to say for herself.
Ooh. When you're like, Verity, tell him I didn't do it. And she's like, no, it might have been you. We should. And when we have, this case will finally be at an end. Hear that, Thunder? We'll have you out of here in no time.
You're all being simply awful! Stop looking at me like that!
Me, the killer? How could I possibly do such a thing? Alright, we have a turbo. We gotta be fast about it. Because she's gonna take 2 hours. So, we have to chop this down into one. Verity told me everything she knows about the case, sweetie. The victim died in his cell, so by your logic, I wouldn't have had to kill him there. Right, Cup, I can't help you, buddy. Sorry, I got pinged. Why would she slime Knight? I don't know. Like, why would Simon slime Knight, bro? And they arrested him. That's his bestie. How am I supposed to have moved the body? Especially as I never went into the prison. I was too busy with work, you see. I was cooped up in my office until right before the show began. Check if you like. Honestly, nobody in here has a motive. Not a single person we've met. No one even knows this guy from what we know. Like, what, he killed him? Why? When nobody has a motive, I just can't think about it anymore, I think, at that point. Check if you like. You won't find a record anywhere of my having entered or left the prison proper. Someone cut the... Whatever. Whatever. I haven't the first idea what harebrained theories you little scamps have cooked up, but I'm innocent. There's simply no way I could be the killer. Give me a break. Missile doesn't lie. And don't make it hard on everyone and just come clean. That's what I'm saying. Oh dear, I'm afraid you are the one making things difficult. Why am I getting pings for this, bro? Notification settings. Only at mentions. There we go. Right? And I can't commentate Triton. Sorry. I'm busy on Fridays. Whoa, why am I getting pinged in everything? What is going on? Alright. Can we pin this on Eustace and go off? That's crazy! That is so crazy. No, he's a baby. He's too pretty to go to jail. Let's be clear. As I just said, I never went into the prison. If you think I'm lying, go and check the records. She clearly wants us to check those records, which means they won't help us. We'll just have to find another way of getting the truth out of her. Please, Mr. Edwards, stop being a big silly. You've made a boo-boo and you know it. That's so funny. Stop being a big silly. You made a big boo-boo and you know it. She is so camp. I'm kind of obsessed with her. You already told me everything she knows about the case, sweetie. The victim died in his cell, so by your logic, I would have had to kill him there. Is that true? Chat, is that true? I would have had to kill him there.
Hold it!
The murder took place in a cell. You seem very happy to accept that. And why shouldn't I be? It seems the most likely place for it to have happened without drawing attention. And besides, they found Knight's blood in his cell. Yes, but that was from being struck by Mr. Carcerado. Though I needn't tell her that, I suppose. I also take it there's been no testimony to the contrary.
What does it matter? Knight being killed in a cell doesn't go against any of the facts anyway. But how am I supposed to have moved the body, especially as I never went into the prison?
Objection!
I was wrong. My bad.
I was like, I should just press her. But like, I'm trying to like, I'm being risky because we're pressed for time here, right? I gotta get this done before 2:30.
Hold it!
Do you have any evidence that you didn't enter the prison? Please, darling, let me finish. Wow. I was too busy with work, you see. I was kicked up in my office until
Hold
I
it!
showed again. She not gonna break that soon. No, I have to. No. You're probably right. But I gotta try. So you were in your office the whole time and you didn't notice anything unusual?
No, I can't say that I did.
What? And you didn't notice anything missing?
I must confess, I'm a rather messy girl. And a forgetful one at that. I put something down and it's lost forever. It's a curse, darling, a curse.
Nothing was missing? Your key? Your key wasn't missing? You don't have to. It's okay. Because what if I gotta go and then you're basically at the end? What? And she still has a job? That's what I'm saying. She has a job and I don't, mind you.
Honestly, if somebody came into my office and took something, it might be years before I noticed.
Ugh, it seems like I'm more than the power key room to expose her. On the day of the murder, I was working in my office.
Oh, and looking for something I'd misplaced. Even if I had a reason to go into the prison, I simply wouldn't have had the time. Check if you'd like. You won't find a record anywhere of my having entered or left the prison proper.
Hold it!
Sure, maybe you didn't go through the main entrance to the prison. But what if you took another route?
Oh, come now, sweetie. Surely you don't mean that awful, filthy tunnel they discovered.
Well, this is why I need to press people.
Why, until yesterday, I had no idea it even existed, which is true.
No, you had another way, and I'm certain of it. A route that didn't require going through the main entrance or the tunnel.
Oh! She went through the yard! My bad. She turned...
Right? No, she doesn't have to walk through the prison. She can just turn off the electric fence and walk through the yard. A route that didn't require going through the main entrance or the tunnel.
Take that!
Through the fence? Warden, you took Knight from a cell and brought him into your office, which just so happens to be connected to the yard. If you had a way through the fence, then you would have been able to circumvent both the entrance and the tunnel.
A gold star for creativity, darling. And how would I have gotten through the fence?
The extremely high fence, topped with razor wire, with thousands of volts of electricity going through it.
Yeah, how's he supposed to have gotten through that?
The fence's electricity supply can be cut off from the power room. And only you had the key, Warden. No one but you could have done it.
Overruled!
Utterly ridiculous. The power room is on the prison side of the yard. Warden LaGuard was on the detention center side. How would she have even reached the power room?
Exactly, Verity, darling. Well, clever puss, you've dug yourself a real hole now.
If there's no record of Warden LaGuard having entered the prison proper, then the idea that she could have shut off the fence by using the breaker is out of the question. But there must be some way she could have done it.
Take a deep breath, big guy. Lose your cool and you've lost everything.
But if I don't find a solution, she might still wriggle out of this.
Hey, I said take a deep breath, not freak out and completely lose your cool. There's nothing to be gained by banging your head against the same wall, yeah? No matter how you look at it, one in the guard couldn't have done it alone.
Mr. Edgeworth, you could...
He didn't say anything. I'm crying. The objection into silence is crazy.
You aren't doing yourself any favors by obstructing justice with your silence.
That was a reflexive objection. But now that I've yelled it, if I don't come up with an answer, it's all over. I have one more thing to add, if you'll permit me.
Something that explains how the warden could have shut off the breakers from the wrong side of the fence.
Who's her accomplice? Could it be Carcerado?
Saw it. His security was broken. Because it's not as impossible as it seems.
What enabled her to shut off the breaker? She couldn't have done it alone. What if she wasn't alone? Ooh, now we're talking. Way to flex the old gray matter, kiddo. I believe that one in the quad had an accomplice.
Overruled. Enough. You disappoint me, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean? Mr. Edgeworth has said nothing wrong. The inmates of this prison are all issued with security bracelets.
It is, saw it! I was like, you have exactly one guy that can move around properly.
The ones that raise the alarm if people go where they're not supposed to. Ah! I see that you have realized your error. And we, of course, within the prison grounds. And we are, of course, within the prison grounds. We're not only the bracelets worn, but even the guards surveil each other for signs of wrongdoing.
Panopticonism. Look it up.
And despite all that, no one noticed Mr. Carcerado's escape. The only ones who are free to roam are the animals. And they most certainly could not have operated the breaker.
No. So our accomplice must be human.
Then who did it, given that it cannot have been a prisoner or a guard?
Objection!
I wouldn't be so quick to rule out either, Your Honor. The fact is, there is one person, someone whose movements weren't restricted. And I have just the evidence to show who that free roaming person was. Am I not allowed to use... Can I not? You want me to use evidence? Okay.
Take that!
This is one of the prisoner's bracelets.
Indeed, a broken bracelet belonging to a certain self-proclaimed model prisoner.
What do you mean? And who is this prisoner?
Frank saw it, one of the guard's favorite inmate.
It's strange, isn't it, Warden?
That he was able to keep his broken bracelet hidden and wander freely around the prison all the while. That is pretty funky, and I don't mean in a good way. It couldn't be the case that he was permitted some sort of special leeway, could it? Although, you are in the habit of giving such leeway to certain others. Body Dharma Canis, for example.
Overruled.
Not the dog licking her sweat.
Is it a dog?
I guess. Seems like a ferrety animal.
Mr. Edgeworth, that is pure
Or like a mink? Maybe it's a mink. Oh, maybe, because it's like a fox. I think it's probably a fox because she's got a fur coat, so it's probably like a mink or a fox coat, you know?
Mr. Edgeworth, that is pure speculation.
Objection!
In that case, why don't we ask Mr. Sawed himself? I'm confident he will confirm for us that he and Warden LaGuarde were accomplices in this crime. If two of them had worked together, a certain route into the prison becomes viable. The real route by which Knight was moved from his cell to the prison proper.
Recall that there were two big obstacles in her path. First, the security camera outside Night South. Second, the electrified fence in the yard. But she was able to remove both obstacles in one fell swoop by having Mr. Sod shot off the corresponding breakers. All right, Mr. Edgeworth, you've had your fun. And? Do you still deny it, Warden LaGuard? No, darling, you've got me. I admit it. Warden? Tell me this isn't true. Sorry, Verity, honey. I'm afraid it is. Frankie helped me do it.
No way! You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. You got her!
Nice shooting, cowboys. She won't be wriggling out of this now. As Mr. Edgeworth said, I had Frankie switch off the breaker. But we didn't kill Knight, did we? No, sweetums, no, we didn't. What? Warden, explain yourself. Oh, Verity, dear, I doubt your precious goddess will want to hear my excuses now. She's all merciful. You have but to confess, and you shall be saved. Oh gosh, all right. I was being threatened. I had no choice but to do as he said. Canis.
Who's he?
That's the only person I think can actually threaten her, I would argue. Bodhidharma Canis, that awful assassin. Canis? How long has it been since that awful man came here to my beautiful prison? I'll never forget the day he arrived. The moment we were alone, he said this to me. You should know that I have other dogs. Dogs not confined to this fine institution. Others? Yes, very loyal dogs. Dogs who will do anything I ask of them. Of course he wasn't talking about real dogs. He was talking about his very human cronies. And then he said one last thing. I would recommend that you take care of how you treat me during my stay here. I wouldn't want to have to set my dogs on you, or your precious family. I had no choice. I gave him that cell. I gave him everything he asked for. Everything? Wait, is that how he became the fixer? Yes, darling, I obeyed his every command and smuggled in for him all he wanted. Eventually, I brought dear, sweet Frankie into our little conspiracy. He agreed right away, of course, because I made things easier for him, too. So you were smuggling in contraband? How exactly? Once a week, late at night, Frankie would shut off the breakers. That allowed me to go from my office into the yard without being seen by the cameras. Then I simply dropped the packages off down the well in the prison side and went back through the fence. Each one of them spritzed with a little of my perfume. So that's what the sweet smell was. Yes, it was the signal for Canis's dog. I got it. When he picked up the scent, he would fetch the packages and bring them back to his master. We had to make sure Rocco wasn't in his cell at the time, of course. Can't have been easy keeping him from finding out. Oh, we're all very much creatures of habits here at the prison, darling. Everything runs to a schedule. Meals, exercise hours, that sort of thing. We knew when he wasn't there. And that adorable little bear of his freezes with fright at the sight of Canis's dog. Poor thing. So there was no risk of him raising the alarm either. She has oversight over everything here in this prison, which made her the perfect mule. With her on his side, Canis couldn't fail. Frankie would sneak out again early in the morning to switch the breakers back on, and our work was done. Apart from fixing the time codes on the cameras, which I would do later when I got the chance.
You have shared a great deal, Warden. The goddess of justice will surely take your honesty into account.
I've been the most dreadful fool I know I have. I'm supposed to be the one in charge. The day of Knight's murder was also one of our delivery days. And so, Frankie, bless his heart, did the usual work with the breakers. But there was no package for me to deliver that day, so I didn't go out into the yard.
So that's the secret behind the fixer's system, and why she was... Oh, this is a long flashback.
The police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I'd had to lend them a hand myself, you know.
Oh, she was personally interrogating him because he was threatening her.
Heavens knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me, but no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word.
That's why you were interrogating Mr. Canis over and over.
Exactly. I was trying to track down those horrible hench people of his. I borrowed everything the police had on that rotten scoundrel. I watched his every move, intercepted every letter he wrote.
His letters. And I suppose she must know about his correspondence chess games, too. Oh! We have a motive. Chat, we have a motive. That's what happened. She must have thought Knight was one of his henchmen because they were playing chess together. She must have, like, right? They did it via chess. So what would happen is she probably saw that the incoming guy was who he was playing chess with and assumed he was one of his henchmen, so she killed him. That's what I think, anyways. Maybe I'm close to the truth.
But no matter what I did, I couldn't turn up any clues as to who his underlings were. Living in fear like this, it's... Oh, you just can't comprehend it.
As you have just heard for yourself, Mr. Edgeworth, the words of Warden LaGuarde's confessions have cleansed her of all suspicion. Surely there is no need to hound her any longer? Has she really been cleared of all suspicion, though? Or is there more about her to uncover? I'm sorry, Your Honor, but this conversation isn't over yet. And I think the Goddess of Justice would agree. So you mean to make her suffer even more than she already has? Unfortunately, her suffering is under Mr. Canis. Her suffering under Mr. Canis does nothing to prove her innocent in Knight's murder. I wouldn't say that, Verity. She admitted herself that she knew of, and even facilitated the so-called fixer's delivery route. I believe she used that same route to move Knight's body. And where is your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's in the fact that the sweet smell on Knight's body is the same exact scent Warden LaGuarde uses to signal a delivery. What do you make of that?
Well, that's because we've done it so many times by now that the whole well probably smells of it.
Some of it must have just rubbed off on his body.
That does match the statement that Mr. Carcerado provided.
A smell. Yeah, it always smelled kind of nice down there. Nice? Gee, I don't know. Smelled sort of like a dessert, I guess. Doesn't work like that.
His words would seem to suggest that the smell had permeated the well. You've been rendered speechless, I see. Then I hereby move to adjourn the session of the court. No! What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth?
What can I do? This is as far as we go?
Finally! So we're actually done?
Yes, Eustace, it seems we are. By the power vested in me, this court is adjourned.
Is it Mr. Fender?
Who was that?
Come on, Judge G. Things were just getting good. Fender!
Are you objecting to my adjourning this session?
No. Who would have shouted objection if I wanted to do that? You do you, G. Adjourn, don't adjourn, whatever floats your boat.
What are you doing, Mr. Fender?
Buying time. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Let's all just take a chill pill, shall we? By which I mean a square of chocolatey goodness. Anyone?
W bait. W stall.
Are you trying to get yourself charged with contempt of court?
We're not in a court. You can't charge that. No, my bad. I just had a quick request to make is all. As Simon Saint's lawyer, that is.
Ah, yes. I had forgotten you were his real attorney, Mr. Fender.
We have 30 minutes. How could you? You're killing me here. How could you? You're killing me here.
Can you blame us? You've been making Mr. Edgeworth do everything this whole time.
Right you are, which is why I figured it's time to put in some work.
Work, you say? Somehow I don't believe you've worked a day in your life.
Then let's say this is me doing some prep work for the upcoming trial. Mind if I question the witness?
Now? Amusing, but what is there left to ask?
I've got a feeling in my funny bone that Thief's here has something more to tell us about the killer.
Do I?
Yes, indeed. See, as a major player on Team Simon, I can spot a sympathizer when I see one. And you don't think he did it, do you? So tell us, who did? Come on, spill the beans. We're all ears.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is he doing?
He's trying to coax Warden LaGuardia into giving something away. Ask yourself, why would she go through all the trouble of sending Knight's body on such an odd journey? It's because she wanted to frame Mr. Canis.
She did? No way!
If he was convicted of committing murder here, that would have been grounds for a transfer to another prison. Most likely a more secure facility.
And where he'd be out of her hair forever, huh?
Precisely. She saw her opportunity and seized it.
No. Say can't not be the killer. That's not fair. I was all ready to prosecute him.
I know, right? But maybe we should find out what she thinks first. Don't want to get the wrong guy, yeah? Until he sends the dogs out on her and her family. No, not too much on Fifi Naguan. Honestly, I feel bad for her. I kind of do. This was kind of self-defense, in a way. Not like actually, because like she tried to cover it up, right? But clearly she didn't do it out of malice. I think she was hoping he'd go to a more secure facility where he wouldn't be able to have connections with his dogs.
Nice! Now Mr. Winter has to go along with it too. Well, Warden, are you happy to testify further?
Chris, how could I refuse the silver-tongued devil? Eddykins, you have such a way with words! Just doing my job, thief. Besides, one can't tell the truth without telling the whole truth, can one? I'm simply dying to tell all verity, darling. Do say you'll let me.
As you wish. Court is unadjourned. I can't believe you pulled that off, Mr. Fender.
Woo, me neither.
Thank you for the very timely intervention.
Hey, it's the least I could do. Case not wrong. I've been leaning on you hard, and besides, the defense never rests. Am I right? Simon's depending on us. Sadly, I think it's just about exhausted my reserves of cool lawyer chat here, and we can't foul this up now. Which means you're up to bat, Miles Schmiles. Miles McSmiles! Which means you're up to bat, Miles McSmiles. Show him that never rest spirit. I shall. Fabulous! Then let's get started. I really don't think anyone could have done it but that dreadful man Canis. There's no telling what went on between him and the victim. Perhaps he simply took a disliking to him. He's certainly the type. But whatever the sordid details, it was him. He stabbed that poor man to death. And then he had his dog dispose of the body. This simply has to be what happened. The victim, Mr. Knight, yes? I did him the most terrible disservice. Yes, you killed him. Cold! Yes, you killed him! I'm screaming! I suppose you could put it that way.
If I weren't such a sorry excuse for a warden, this would have never happened. And that's why I have to clean up this terrible mess. Warden LaGuard, as ever, your honesty is truly to your credit. I'm certain Mr. Knight is looking down and weeping tears of gratitude. You've clearly never met Mr. Knight. Ha! Let's see. I really don't think anyone could have done it with that gentleman, Candace. There's no telling what went on between him and the victim.
Hold it!
Knight was being kept in a holding cell while Mr. Canis was in the prison proper. What could possibly have happened between them when they were at the opposite ends of the facility? Prisons aren't as big as they seem, you know. All kinds of awful things can happen. But Mr. Knight only arrived 2 days before he was murdered. I can't imagine anything significant happening in that... I can't imagine anything significant happening in that short space of time. Then you don't know Canis, my dear. He'll find a way, I'm sure of it. Perhaps he simply took a disliking to him. He's certainly the type.
Hold it!
He doesn't kill people simply because he dislikes them. How could he take a disliking to somebody all the way over in the holding cells? Oh, just by plucking possibilities out of thin air, darling. As I said, there's no telling what really went on between them. You're so awfully serious, aren't you? Not that I mind, of course. What? Why is she looking at me like that? Ooh, she trying to... So noble, so dashing in that marvelous suit, so clever. I can feel myself becoming your biggest fan, darling. I really can. I'm obsessed. That's so funny. Me? Stay with me, Edgeworth. Stay with me, Mr. Edgeworth. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. He's like 10 years younger than you, mind you. No, she's 37. Yeah, he's around 10 years older, younger than you. I get it. I wasn't prepared for that mental onslaught. That's so funny. Whenever the sort of detail, he stabbed the poor man to death.
Hold it!
What more can you tell us about those sordid details? Well, we all know that Canis once did for a living. I doubt the killing part gave him much trouble. Especially as the victim was already injured. His neck, I think? It's snowing. Nah, it started snowing. I didn't see the snow at all, where I am. I'm so curious. Huh. I wonder if it's stuck. He turned his head to the right, poor dear. That's what they told me when they brought him in, anyways. It was 80 degrees and sunny yesterday. Yeah, yesterday it was nice out. And I was indoors commentating. And complaining at the players that took too long to get into the thingy. They must make some sort of report for the warden when the new prisoners are admitted. You seem keen for us to think you didn't know much about Knight. That's because I didn't, sweetie, and the victim was simply a fun target to that monster, nothing more. I expect Canis to use the chisel that was hidden in the chest set, don't you? Awful grisly business. How did you know about this? How'd you know about the chisel in the chest set? Just imagine, the man probably didn't even have time to cry out. I see. Thank you for your thoughts. They were very helpful. It doesn't even say that there's a chisel in... She's gonna be like, oh, it said in the autopsy report. It doesn't say shit in the autopsy report, mind you. Stab wound to the throat, instant death wound 4 inches deep. Sharp blade of some sort. And yet she knows it's the chisel. Thank you for your thoughts. They were very helpful. Actually, I'd like to hear about them in a little more detail. Please add that to your testimony. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, they're making me blush. I could chat with you all day. Oh, don't look so nervous, darling. I'm only teasing. Of course we can talk about them some more. I expect Canis used the chisel that was hidden in that chest set, don't you? Do I just present it here? Wait. Traces of blood hidden by Canis inside the dog's mouth has a small bell.
Objection!
Okay, fine. I'll press her. It's fine. You know what else is crazy? Why don't they let me skip this? I have to be fast, please! Oh, she gave me a big hug. I'm crying. What Canis that was hidden in that chest set, don't you?
Hold it!
And which chess set would that be precisely? Why, the one the victim brought in, sweetie. Do try to keep up. The victim was a certified chess fanatic, or so I'm led to believe. But the naughty boy stuffed a chisel inside of it. Can you imagine? How does she know that? Only a few people were supposed to know about that. After all, we only learned about it thanks to certain deductions we made. So, how did she find out? Of course, in the hands of a killer like Candace, even a chisel is a deadly weapon. You know what? Easy work for that foul. Candace to use.
Objection!
There we go. I've got 20 minutes. What in the quad? You strike me as being more careful than the image you project suggests. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, please call me Fifi or Sweetie Pie if you prefer. However, I think you may have been a little less careful than you realize in this instance. Aren't you just the most adorable little creature? Don't be embarrassed. We're all family here. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't let her get inside your head. You said earlier that you didn't know much about Nut. In which case, I find it rather strange that you know about the chisel. Well, of course I do, darling. Don't you think we do? Do you think we don't check prisoners when they come in? Yes, that's exactly what I think.
Objection!
That you don't check prisoners when they come in. You're not talking your way out of this, Warden. That is entirely irrelevant, and you know it. Knight didn't bring the chess set into the prison himself. It was brought by Mr. Saint when he came to visit. Knight wouldn't have had it with him when he arrived. Whoa, what? I mean, of course that. Then Mr. Saint came in when...
Objection!
You checked him? I find that hard to believe, because if you did, that makes your story all the stranger. If you found the chisel, why did you not confiscate it then and there and then? Oh, Yeek! Judge Gavel, did you tell anyone about the hidden compartment in the chess set? I did not. If no one leaked our findings, then how exactly did you learn about the chisel, Warden McWad? Because it certainly couldn't have been when you checked Mr. Knight or Mr. Saint on their arrival. Indeed, such a thing would imply an intentional oversight if it had been found yet let through. Precisely. So, Warden McWad, and answer truthfully this time, where and when did you learn about the chess set? If you won't answer, then allow me. I submit that you... All right, darling. There's no need to rub it in. You got me, all right? I questioned Knight. That was when I learned about the chess set. But please, you have to believe me. I did not kill him. One moment, Warden. This is a significant development. The court requests that you make a detailed statement on the record. Any objections, Mr. Edgeworth? None, Your Honor. But thank you, darlings. I'll clear up this awful misunderstanding, I promise. That's Thunder DMing Azor to push back the scrim 30 minutes. Very well. Go ahead, Warden LaGuard, and please tell the truth this time. Her lies are starting to wear thin. This is my chance to expose her. Thunder, like, wait, I have to finish something. Can we have the scrim at 3? My truth part 2. Oh my gosh. What's a 1 hour scrim? Come on. You know, what's that extra 30 minutes? You're gonna spend 30 minutes waiting for PXG to join the lobby anyways. It's fine. I said I questioned Knight, but it wasn't anything serious, you understand. I make a point of talking to every newcomer to our little home. Knight was no different. We just had a little chat, you might call it. And after we talked, I had him taken back to his cell straight away. I mean, when I lie. The more she lies, the more thoroughly she seals her fate. So it's simply a conversation with a new detainee that seems entirely above board. Exactly, Verity, darling. I knew you'd understand.
Objection!
Well, I don't. What proof do you have to back up your statement? I suppose we shall see, won't we? Mr. Edgeworth, you may begin your cross-examination. All right. I
said I questioned Knight, but it wasn't anything serious, you understand. I made a point of talking to every newcomer to our little home. Knight was no different. We just had a little chat.
Hold it!
About what? How was he when you spoke with him? He was just so open and honest, darling. Whoa, what? That guy? Honest? He was talking about one croissant and promoting a prawn. I suppose he must have been hungry. One croissant promoting a pawn. En passant and promoting a pawn. It seems he spared no one from his obsession with chess. And after we talked, I had him taken back to his cell straight away.
Hold it!
If he had really gone back to his cell, he would still be alive today. You really think I murdered the poor man right here in my office, don't you? But what would my motive have been, darling? I told you I barely knew him. I am no angel. I have my grudges against Canis. But Knight had nothing to do with that animal. She really does hate Canis. One in the quad. I must insist that you append the statement to your testimony. Thank you. I'm no angel. I have my grudges against Canis, but Knight had nothing to do with that animal.
Objection!
You gotta finish this up. You gotta be fast. Judge Gavel, I'd like you to take a look at this. Notes about a game of chess. What is the significance of this, Mr. Edgeworth? It was found in Knight's cell, which is exactly where you said you saw it too, One in the Quad. But you didn't see this game in Knight's cell, did you? I've seen it in Mr. Canis' cell too. Whoa, what do you mean?
Objection!
Oh, come now. Don't tell me you haven't taken a look at the chessboard in maximum security. I imagine you watch his every move like a hawk. Or rather, I imagine you feel that doing so is your only option. If she wants to find out who his cronies are, right? Personally interrogating your own prisoners is highly irregular, to say the least. But as you said, Mr. Canis had threatened you. He put your precious home at risk. That's why you took it upon yourself to question him. You wanted to find out who his dogs were. And so what if I did? And you told us he read his letters, which means you must have known about one key fact. You knew he was playing correspondence chess. And then who should appear but Knight, carrying with him a diagram of a very particular game. We ourselves used that diagram to infer a connection between the two men. And it seems you came to the same conclusion. Sea Thunder, we're working. I'm going at lightning speed here, but in your fear you took your reasoning one step further. You surmised that Knight was Mr. Canis' henchman, sent to kill you. Wait, I'm a genius. I'm so smart. Which is the real reason she had the chat with the Bronxster. If his boss wouldn't crack, maybe he would. Ah, I'm the lightning, you're the thunder. Ooh. And when you questioned Knight, you made another discovery. For there inside the chess set, you found a hidden chisel. The murder weapon itself. As far as you were concerned, that chisel meant one thing, Canis. Thus, you convinced yourself that Knight was working for Canis, and that's why you killed him. No, but T, why did he have a chisel? That's crazy. I see you have no more excuses. Judge Gavel, your verdict, please. Listen, she's going to shoot back with, wait, what about the bell? And I'm going to have to say, you have the knife in your custody. As much as it grieves me, there would appear to be little room for doubt. I hereby give my verdict. Bronco Knight was murdered by... In the name of the goddess of justice, who is it this time? Warden? It's a joke. It's all a big stupid joke. You people don't get it, do you? I think we've proven that it is you who didn't understand things correctly. Me? Please, darling, I understand it all perfectly well, thank you very much. And I understand that there's a glaring contradiction in your theory, Mr. Edgeworth. You're just grasping at straws now. I have no time for this. Your Honor, the verdict. I'm curious to hear what the warden has to say. What? You're a doll, Verity. I just have one last thing to say. Then Mr. Edgeworth can declare himself the winner. You rang? Does anybody remember a certain autopsy report? Of course, we received the finalized version only this morning. That's right, and
And I was listening to what you told us about it, Verity, even if nobody else was. You said the wound was 4 inches deep. 4 inches? Well, wait. Riddle me this, Mr. Edgeworth. How does a tiny chisel make a 4-inch wound? No! Forgive me, oh goddess. I came perilously close to making a terrible mistake. Looks like your theory is the one that doesn't hold up water. That doesn't hold water, Edgeworth. What now? Well, what do we do? It'll be fine. Mr. Edgeworth always comes through. Right, sir? She must have used the knife. Looks to me that the Milesatron's out of commission. You're an attorney too, aren't you? Why don't you do something? Turn things on their head with a desperate bluff. Blurt out the first mind-blowing thing that comes to you. Maybe Allie has the knife. Oh! Your brain? Your brain. Your mind. You are mind. Wait. Jules. Maybe you're the Milky Way. Look, detective, I'm as much of a man of action as the next guy. But without evidence, we're up a creek without a paddle here. This might be the end of the road. Like, Jules' brain is so big. We can't give up now. We have to do something. And we've got 10 minutes to do it. I'm certain that Warren LaGuardia is the killer. It's the only explanation that fits the facts of the case. But if the chisel wasn't the murder weapon, what other bladed weapon is there in this facility? Prosperous online. It seems we still do not have all the answers, nor the evidence to prove those answers. Alas, we must wait until the trial to see this matter resolved, I'm afraid.
Objection!
Come on, G. You're just giving the killer a chance to destroy the evidence.
Overruled!
Are you calling the judicial process into question, Mr. Fender? I am, as a matter of fact. No, not me. I tried, Miles. Any bright ideas? What is the real murder weapon, since it's clearly not the chisel? Confound it. This question throws everything we've deduced out the window. Nothing to add, Mr. Edgeworth. Allow me to remind you that claims not supported by sufficient evidence are subject to the harshest penalties. It's hopeless. I can't think of anything. I need more time. Loath as I am to admit it, You can't give up now. Remember what Mr. Fender said. Simon's counting on us. Without us, he's... Remember how upset he was? He was devastated. Nobody's in more pain than him over Mr. Knight's death. There's no way he did it, but if we can't save him, who will? And what's more, he believes in us. He's sitting in that cell waiting for us to bring him some good news. And I, for one, won't walk away until we have some. Kay. Gee, Miles, your little buddy here is quite the motivational speaker. And she's right, too. When you find yourself on the ropes, think of your client. Picture them pleading with you to help them. Doesn't that make you want to fight back as hard as you can until the very end? Think of your old man, good old Gregory. No matter how bad things looked, he'd always find a way to turn it around and save his client. I'm gonna cry. And you're just like him, right? If there's any way to force a turn about here, you're the one who will find it. Simon's counting on you. Judge Cavell. You seem to have recovered your composure, Mr. Edgeworth. But if you mean to attempt a defense, I would advise you to consider the ramifications. You have repeatedly proposed misguided theories and have made numerous false accusations. If you do so again, I will have no choice but to judge you unfit to serve as a prosecutor. And relieve you of your badge for good. She's right. I have put forward a number of theories that prove to be flawed in one way or another. Have I made some sort of fundamental oversight? Wait, she said my theories were misguided. Nothing to say? Then the court will tolerate no more of your time wasting. I hereby... Sir! Mr. Edgeworth! Give my verdict! That's it! I've been thinking about it the wrong way all this time. My theories weren't misguided. I was being misled. The defendant... I think it is a little too soon for that, Your Honor. Say it's well past due, darling. Wouldn't you agree, Verity? Mr. Edgeworth, you may proceed. What? I'd like to remind you of a few things. The sighting of his dog, Helmut, and the fact that he wasn't at the show. These and other factors made Mr. Canis the obvious suspect at first. Yes, again, Mr. Edgeworth, you seem almost proud of your blunder.
Hold it!
But what if the real killer wanted us to suspect Mr. Canis? What if it was all carefully arranged? And what if the same was true of the chisel, our purported murder weapon? Knight had been stabbed multiple times in the same place with a bladed instrument. What if he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon had been removed? Just to leave traces of blood on it for us to find. That was how the killer misled us into thinking the chisel was the murder weapon. Johnny's online. But why mislead us in this way? Why indeed? Why make us think the chisel was the murder weapon rather than whatever was really used? Because it is the murder in order to get night transferred. There we go. Warden, you took advantage of what the chisel seemed to suggest. What it suggested? What are you talking about, darling?
Hold it!
Mr. Winter, if I were to tell you the murder weapon was a chisel, what would you think? Huh? That Mr. Canis is the killer? And there you have it. That was the trap the warden set for us. Mr. Canis has a bunch of chisels, so she wanted us to think it was one of his, right? Indeed. That was her plan right from the start. To frame, Body Dharma Canis. Bleh. His name is so long, it always, jump scares me when I see it. Your reasoning would appear to be sound. One in LaGuardia certainly seems to harbor a deep and abiding hatred for Mr. Canis. However, I think you know what I'm going to say next. Where's the evidence? That alone is not sufficient proof that Warden LaGuardia is the killer. I knew that wouldn't be enough. There's only one thing that will prove it. That will prove it. The real murder weapon that we must exist. If you cannot prove your theory, then this conversation ends.
Objection!
We could find the real murder.
Objection!
How many times do I have to go over this? We searched the prison from top to bottom. Eustace is quite correct. No other possible murder weapon has been found. And I'm afraid you're at a bit of an impasse.
Objection!
I can still prove my case yet, Your Honor, because it's still here inside this prison. This would have made sure of that. The security gate! I'm glad you at least remember what it is. And do you remember what it does? Of course I do. I'm not an idiot. The security gate detects metal, which means you can't bring anything metal into the prison or take it out. Oh! Just everyone cutting everyone's sentences off. Because they know we're in a rush. Precisely. If there's another murder weapon, it cannot have been taken off the premises. But nor could it have been brought into the prison in the first place. And so we find ourselves right back where we began, Judge Gaval. What I am trying to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth, is that if you wish me to believe that there is another murder weapon here in the prison, you will also have to explain to me how it got here. All right, we know that the chisel was smuggled into the prison inside a pocket chess set. You should have this open in another tab as you play while we finish up. But our contention is that the chisel is not the real murder weapon. So if the weapon came from outside the facility, then there must have been a way to bring it in. Yes, the question of the hour is this. Can you show me this alternate route? Ugh. How did the weapon Warden LaGuardia get into the prison? I had all of his evidence transferred to me. You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation, is that correct? Why, yes, sweetie. Everything related to Canis is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel into my office to talk to me. Of course, that's how. The fact that this is here with us shows us how a bladed object could have been brought into the facility as well.
Take that!
Allow me to remind you of our conversation with Mr. Canis yesterday. You're kidding me! But it was one of my bells. One of only two in existence. Just two. Two and only two. One for my knife and one for my beloved homewood. Exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. My ears are my guide, after all, and I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long been since taken from me. So you see, there's a way for objects to be brought into the prison unscrutinized. As part of the evidence, Warden LaGuardia borrowed from the police.
What?
Mr. Canis's knife was part of the evidence in the case against him, and that evidence was here in the prison. Not only that, but the knife had a certain bell attached to it.
The bell that was attached to the chisel.
Correct. The killer took the bell from the knife and attached it to the chisel.
But that can't be right. The chisel only had Mr. Knight's fingerprints on it.
Easy enough to explain if the killer wore gloves. He made it look as if the chisel was the murder weapon and then attached the bell to it. In doing so, she made sure that all the evidence pointed to Mr. Canis. And who had access to the evidence from which the bell was taken? Why, only the person whom it had been entrusted.
Who was it, sir? Who's been messing with the evidence?
I believe that would be you. Isn't that correct, Warden LaGuardia?
But bells aren't exactly rare, you know. Anybody could have set that up.
Objection!
Unluckily for you, this isn't quite true. These particular bells are unique because there are only two of them in existence.
What?
By attaching the bell to the chisel, you as good as declared yourself the killer.
But you don't have any proof that the knife was ever in here, even to begin with.
Hold it!
I don't. Not yet, anyway. Mr. Winter, I'd like you to order another search of the prison right away.
Huh? But if you do find something, that's going to make things awkward for me.
This isn't about what's convenient for you. We have to find the truth. You're a prosecutor, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but, you know.
This worthless excuse for a prosecutor. If I had investigative authority, I wouldn't be sitting on it.
Anyhow, it's not my decision to make. The warden would have to authorize it.
You know full well that you know full well that she will do no such thing. You have power to insist on a search. Use it.
Sorry, darling, but not without that evidence.
The goddess of justice cannot bestow her blessing on those who lack the proof to support their claims. Our work here is done. The rest of the matter will have to be settled in the courtroom. Thunder, do you have it open in another, what's it called? I'm just curious. If you're like, I have this open in another tab while you wait for the PXDs to get into the room. No! If we give LaGuardia the opportunity, she'll destroy whatever evidence is left. I have to object. I have to stop them. I wish I have one monitor, which is in Splatoon, and I'm watching on my phone still. I love that. Is everyone in the room? I have to object. I have to stop them. Worst case scenario, if you feel like you missed anything, I'll upload the VOD. And you will definitely watch the end of it, right? You're definitely gonna watch the VOD. But what do I say? I don't have anything concrete to offer. Asked him to host early, and there's only 3 people in the PB. Yeah, I'm not shocked. You let the Europeans host? That's crazy. You asked Gray to host? I would never. Oh, well, you have Volty in your... Oh, it's a mess. Oh, gosh. Okay. I was like, you're throwing. You're throwing! What am I thinking? I'm never this reckless. No, I can't back down now. I've got to put everything on the line. I'm not a prosecutor right now. I'm an associate attorney with a client to defend. Only I can save Mr. Saint, and that means... Even if my chances are 1,000,000 to 1, it's still worth a shot. It's now or never. Should I object? Yes. I suppose this must be how a certain serial bluffer always feels. That's Phoenix, if you didn't know. Regardless, I cannot walk away.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor. This had better be good, Mr. Edgeworth. I've got it. Got what exactly?
The real murder weapon, of course. I know where Mr. Kenneth's knife is.
Do you really, Mr. Edgeworth?
I do. Not at all.
If I did not know any better, I would say that you were bluffing.
Ha! You wound me, Your Honor. I don't know the meaning of the word. This is terrible for my heart.
There's no way you could... It's not here, I tell you!
Well, would you be so kind as to enlighten us? Where is the real murder weapon? Think, Miles, think. Somewhere not even the police would search. An alligator? A blind spot in this zoo? A hiding place that the warden could absolutely be sure of? A hiding place? No!
If you insist, come on, Helmut, open up.
Rules for the win. Did you use the same trick? No, that's ridiculous, isn't it? But the more I think about it, how many foolproof ways to evade detection could there be? Honestly, she was so based for hiding it there. There's the faintest possibility I'm right. If I'm wrong, we stand to lose everything. Your Honor, this is where the real murder weapon is hidden.
Take that!
Here, in the yard?
Indeed.
I don't believe I understand. Would you care to explain a little more?
Wait. Here we are. Where exactly is the real murder weapon hidden?
Take that!
Of course. That's what it must have been. No, but she's based. Her brain is so big, because no one finna check the alligator, bro. What's the matter, detective?
It's the metal detector, sir. It's reacting to the alligator.
What?
How?
The metal detector was reacting to something inside her after all. Your Honor, I'd like to remind you of this piece of evidence.
The chisel?
Didn't we just figure out that isn't the murder weapon? You might recall that Mr. Kenneth hid this chisel in his dog's mouth. Would you believe that the real murder weapon was hidden in much the same way? That's right. The murder weapon is hidden inside the alligator in the pond over there. Here comes the music.
What? No way!
We detected the presence of a metallic object during our earlier investigation. Judge Gavel, we need to know what's inside the alligator.
Understood. Then we will need to summon a veterinarian. I'm sure I could get the little sweetie to open up for us. I'd be happy to give it a try.
Please, by all means. Warden LeGuard, the real murder weapon is about to be revealed. Why not do the right thing and confess?
I have nothing to confess.
Thunder, are you there? We're almost there. We're almost there. You have to see this breakdown. Did everyone join? Are the Europeans on time? You're here! As you wish, then you can simply wait and watch as your lies are exposed.
Sir, we got it. That has to be it.
It's over, Fifi LeGuard. The real murder weapon was Body Dharma Canis's knife, making you the only person who could have killed Bronco Knight. You were 8 minutes over. I'm not the criminal! This is all Canis' doing! I did the right thing! Knight was a threat! He was Canis' lapdog! Curse that despicable man, Canis! Why did he have to come and ruin my perfect little home? We could have been happy forever if it wasn't for him! He ruined my paradise on Earth! He ruined everything! Curse him! Curse that pitiless butcher! That awful, terrible, despicable thing! Curse him! It's time for dinner.
I told you EU wouldn't be there. How did they get it from the alligator? Regina, Regina's an animal tamer. So she just, made Allie spit it up.
Prosecutor Thwinner, sir. The test results have just come back.
The winner? I guess we've all been under a lot of stress.
Traces of Bronco Knight's blood was found on Mr. Canis's knife. It's just like he said, sir. Congratulations on a stunning victory. Thank you, officer. Excellent work. You can continue complimenting me if you like. Yes, sir. The winner wins again. I think I'm welling up a little.
With rage?
Excellent work, Eustace. Just a few loose ends to tie up and we're done.
The ellipses from Jules.
Huh? What are you talking about? I just solved the case, didn't I?
We have yet to confirm whether or not Knight was really working for Mr. Canis. It will be vital to know if Warden LaGuard was simply jumping to conclusions on that front.
Huh?
There's Clueless, and then there's you.
Well, then I guess we'd better get back to our investigation. All right, officer, you're with me. You're about to see the winner win a whole lot more. Prepare to witness first-rate investigative talent in action. Yes, sir, I'm right with you, sir. Can't wait to watch you at work. It's winning time!
Oh my god. He like Naruto runs, dude.
I expect this case will cause quite a stir.
You didn't win anything. Yeah, because you especially didn't win because the defense, he just got off, right?
The attempted murder of a president is news enough, and now his would-be assassin has been murdered. But Knight never sought to kill the president in the first place. The truth is not always as important as it might seem, Mr. Edgeworth, in the eyes of both society and the law. How can you even say that? You do not have to believe me, however. As a prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth is obliged to accept that this is the reality of the world he operates in.
Ooh, I whiffed it. Being a prosecutor is about more than proving people guilty. That's what I believe.
We are all free to believe as we choose, but the law is not to be toyed with for our own personal goals.
I've been going almost 4 hours. This is crazy.
If you refuse to accept this, then you must prepare to suffer the consequences. What does that even mean? Wait, you're not gonna take his... I'm afraid I must be going now. Farewell, Mr. Edgeworth.
Judge Cavell is right. There must be only one set of laws for everyone. But if following the law means sacrificing the truth, can I really do that in good conscience? He's free?
Stephen, you're out! Hi, Regina. Is everything alright? They did let you out, right?
Yeah, but I'm confused what's going on. Some guy just came and said I was free to go and that I have Mr. Edgeworth to thank.
You sure do. Mr. Edgeworth found out who the real killer is.
Wow, really? You did that for me, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, no. Stop staring at me like that. I'm innocent, I swear. Don't pull the rug from under me now.
Stop it, silly. It's true. He saved you. So say thanks already.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you.
And a great big Regina Berry thank you from me, too.
Mr. Saint talking directly to me? Small victories, I suppose. Can I just ask one question, Mr. Attorney? Sure. I'm not actually an attorney, though. I thought Bronco was my friend.
No, my best friend. I trusted him, but now... But now? Well, it's just I never knew. I never would have believed that he could hate somebody enough to want to kill them. If he kept something like that from me, then he never really trusted me, did he? Do we have something to prove that he trusts him? The chess set, maybe? Well, he did trust you. Because he trusted you to bring in that set. That's not true, Simon. Of course he trusted you. No, he didn't. If he had, he just told me, and I could have stopped him. I could have told him that hate never helps, that he had to let go of all that stuff. Mr. Saint, I think you're forgetting something. I should show him the thing that proves Knight trusted him. I think it's this, right? Let me make sure I'm not wrong. There's a roll call. Am I wrong?
Take that!
It's the chess set I brought for him. Knight had hidden a chisel inside. I imagine he meant to use it to escape. Well, what? You mean he was using me? No problem, we're just about done here. Have a good scrim. Thanks for staying as long as you did. They're just tying it up anyways. I think we probably have like 5 more minutes, so have a good scrim. No, he believed in you. He knew he could count on you to bring it. That's crazy you started 15 minutes late. And that you would never be so untrusting as to look inside. I imagine that by not telling you, he was hoping he could keep you from getting caught up in his mess. In this mess. In his mess? Oh, Bronco, why didn't you tell me? At least you understand now, right, Simon?
I'm sure he does. He may not show it, but Simon's no dummy. A good night's sleep and he'll be completely over this whole thing by tomorrow.
That's not as complimentary as you think it is. I'll try. I have to, for Bronco. I have to show him I can become the best animal trainer out there. That's the spirit. Oh, I almost forgot. We're doing a new show soon. I'd love if you could come, Mr. Edgeworth. There's Maximilian Galactica cameo. The one, the only, the Berry Big Circus is back. I'll be joining Regina on stage for this one.
That's right. The Berry Big Circus is the biggest, most fabulous event in town. You'll have oodles of fun.
Sounds great, doesn't it, Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, we have to go. Well, I'll think about it. Francisco was he doesn't know how bad it can be.
Simon, we got some training to do. I think it's time you and Regent got acquainted.
What? Regent the tiger? No way, I can't. No.
Oh, you'll be fine, silly. You'll never meet a nicer kitty cat.
That nice kitty cat has killed a man, but it's fine. I can't. Please, Regina, anything but that, please. Another satisfied customer. Well, that was really something, Smiles. Talk about pulling it out of the bag. I couldn't have done it without you, Fender. Without your timely intervention, she would have gotten away. Besides, I have you to thank for even being able to investigate the case in the first place. Oh, stop it. Pat me on the back any harder and you're gonna make me blush. Or topple over. I suppose it
would be asking too much for you to take this seriously. Seriously? Miles, my friend, I'm always serious. Anyway, how does it feel to save an innocent client? That's what it means to be an attorney, after all. To be an attorney. Gotta say, I had a blast. Reminded me of the good old days. Like Gregory was standing right beside me. It's been like a zillion years since I felt this warm and fuzzy on the job. That's good? Bittersweet? I'm not sure. Say, Miles, you ever thought about going into the defense game full time? Excuse me? You know, pick up where Gregory left off. Get out there and actually help people. Hey, pal, don't get any big ideas. Mr. Edgeworth ain't about to switch sides. Why not? Coming over to the light side's all the rage. Everybody's doing it these days. Come on, Mr. Fender, you know it's not about that. Chill, T, chill. Don't get it twisted. I'm just asking a perfectly innocent question. No, you weren't. The heck you were. I love Gumshoe. Gumshoe said, fuck you, bro. Taking a sip. Looks like you got a mean defense team there yourself, Miles. Fender, I'm a prosecutor. Yep, and I'm an attorney. You could be one too. I'm serious. Well, I've said my piece. You change your mind, you know who to call. I'll be waiting. Such a suspicious person, you know? Follow in my father's footsteps. Did I really do such a thing?
I'm going to become a defense attorney, just like my dad.
An attorney, like my father. Me? Oh. We made it. Yay! Well, that's all she wrote. We did it. I didn't lie in my title. Almost 4 hours. But we got her done. Yay! Thank you for joining me, Jules and Thunder, even though Thunder is scrimming. And anybody else, SenCon also came by for a bit. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and Jules for helping me out, you know, giving me some info in there in the chat. But finally, I can't believe it's like mid-afternoon. I started this in the morning. That is going to be it for the stream. Thank you so much for coming. I know I said that already, but really, this is so much fun getting to stream this instead of like what's the word? Instead of just let me see. Let me go to my stream manager. It's really fun getting to stream this instead of just like playing it by myself. I would just be whizzing through it alone and I'd have like nobody to talk to about it or anything like that. So I'm really glad that I'm streaming. But yep, that's going to be it. And I'm going to raid my buddy Shadow. So if you want to see some top level Splatoon gameplay, then stick around. So let me initiate this raid real quick. Let me raid Shadow. There we go. And thank you for joining. Let me see. Me.